Looks like everyone's in Spotify. Okay. I have this as session 95.
6.
Uh
96.
I don't count
oh
anymore.
yeah, I didn't change the digit, but you guys are very right. Um so you, all the Forsaken Winds, are continuing your delve through the Diginsian tomb so that you can reach the other side and attempt to rescue your captured allies from underneath Mersenia. You've made your way past many challenges so far, and now arrive at a large ceremonial chamber decorated with familiar jackal and maned owl statues, as well as inset moats throughout this space, lined with cerulean tile and filled with crystal clear water. And another familiar mosaic symbol set into the stone before you, with a again familiar concave recess like a bowl, and further ahead a raised dais that bears an ornate sarcophagus encased in gold. And I will move us back to this space. You guys have just pushed through a final magical defense before this chamber, and now you can see the opulence on display here. um, Statues side and up ahead, the island bearing the sarcophagus up ahead. Um, what do you guys do?
I saw a ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. And as a reminder, some of you guys had hour duration spells up. We've got roughly half an hour.
I don't stop casting
left.
that because I have Hunter's Mark going.
Oh, very well.
Well,
Are you concentrating on a spell for that?
I am not.
Do you want to detect magic?
I don't have it, I don't think.
I would like to investigate the water ahead of us. Does it? I'm looking to see like how deep it is, and does it look like the water earlier that we were looking at?
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Oh god, there's more statues.
I'll have Daisy go check it out.
Jiri, at a glance, it does look identical. You're not necessarily determining whether it is or if you're missing anything, but at a glance, it seems identical.
We got water here, guys. It's definitely wet.
And as Roulette noticed at the end of last session, there is a subtle movement to it. It's moving sort of down the channels toward you all and exiting under a sort of narrow lip in the back of the walls. It seems to be coming from up ahead, where a gentle waterfall is dripping over, sort of cascading very silently down the side of a stone relief up ahead behind the sarcophagus.
Um, yeah.
Is water wet?
Most of the time it is, yeah. Except when it's not, though.
That's my favorite time.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna take Daisy and I'm gonna Gimli toss her across this little river here, and I'm gonna toss her forward. So, and I want Daisy to get to like over here because if I remember correctly, the dimensions of the owl cone of face things, getting her up to about here should light her up if the statue is.
As you toss Daisy across and even as Daisy breaches the moat and enters on that side in general, she does begin to shimmer and shine, and small wisps of golden light trail off her form. You immediately are indicated the idea of looks like a bigger cone.
The aging thing is one that freaks me out.
Do I see her metal rusting at all? Does I think?
You do not.
Any chance we got a extra tarp or set of clothing we could use? The statue on the left is active right now.
We have like 12 bodies that are all
in,
dressed.
in the flooded hole that is disgusting, but we can get in there.
We have blankets. We'll just take a blanket from our sack. It's like, knapsack. And with that blanket, I'm gonna telekinetically use Kair for I got 60 feet of movement. And I'm gonna cover the eyes of the jackal, one that I more afraid of.
Got it. Jackal head is covered by a draping bedroll blanket.
I will have Daisy step forward to be a right angle with the jackal one.
Okay. You can see on the ground, Daisy sort of notices and probably indicates to you, just because of your general shared communication protocols you may have established with her, there does seem to be a familiar set of draconic text inlaid over this mosaic. But she continues forward, and what is she specifically doing?
Testing to see if she starts getting hit by any jackal effects or anything like that.
As she walks forward, no deterioration, rusting of her metal seems to take place.
Got it. And did you say, is there like a bowl in the ground, like a recess?
There is, yeah. This central circle is like a carved into the stone, concave, recessed bowl, basically.
I'm gonna put a sliver in my left hand. Wait, no, I can't. I have a staff. Never mind.
Let's get these covered up so that we can start looking around.
All right, I'll do a second Kair. With a second.
The owl one, I think, is fine for the moment.
But you never know; it could turn on.
Well, I think it is on right now, and I will, like, as roulette, I will jump over to here and poof, get shiny.
As soon as you seem to cross the sort of barrier of the water, entering this space, you do alight with golden flame.
And I will start walking this way to see the distance of it.
Hasn't left you yet.
Interesting. This one's interesting.
Uh-oh.
We're back.
Stutter. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Also, I would have grabbed the 2 torches from the other side of the door before we got in here.
Okay.
Because I had put them in the water just to like see it moving, but I will. They'll be on the floor somewhere right inside the door, just so we have them.
So this icon here, is this what we've seen before?
It is 2 chambers ago that led to an upstairs and downstairs fork in the road, so to speak. You guys had filled a bowl like this that activated a magical door previously. Jiri, I want to ask you real quick, are you and Shaggy flying around over in that space, checking out that area?
Yeah, I'm trying to get over the top of these vases and look down in them, if those are vases.
They do indeed appear to be vases. Go ahead and make a perception check. Looks pretty dark. Maybe the way the flickering light in this space isn't quite able to reflect off anything that may or may not be in there, but it looks like pretty dark and empty in there, in each of them.
All right, guys, nothing interesting over here.
All right, I'm gonna try the others though.
Okay. We should switch zooms.
Is 28.
Should I perception check these?
Yes, please do.
19.
19, you glance in, and maybe it's reflecting off your metal armor, you're not sure, but yeah, there seems to be some coin in the base of some of these.
I scoop it.
Okay. Grabbing loosely a handful of coin out of one, and then kind of scraping around the bottom of another. There's only a couple handfuls of coin available in these. They're not filled to the brim by any means. You can count it if you want.
Sure.
Okay. You begin counting. Who else is doing what?
Can Rome have retroactively like started ritual casting Commune with Nature as we entered the
Sure.
space?
Yeah, as we've started to enter this space, yeah.
Okay.
We'll say maybe 5 minutes have gone by as you guys start to poke into this space. Jiri, are you sailing over toward that jackal statue roughly?
Yeah, this one's been covered, correct?
It
Yeah.
has indeed, and I need you to please make a charisma saving throw for me.
What? 13?
You succeed and only take 3 force damage as you can feel portions of your body sort of steam and disintegrate, and you can see a glow from across the room as you
Yeah.
have crossed the line of another one in the far left corner of the room.
Oh shit. I should go
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Cover them all up.
Telperion, can you cover this one up? I think there's one back there, and then we've got another glowy owl one in the back right corner of this room.
well, the owl ones don't concern me as much.
Aaron, I threw in the chat how much coin you.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Whoa.
I will Kair a blanket onto this one.
Okay. It is covered.
I guess like at a glance, is there like an exit,
Yeah, a way to keep progressing.
or does it seem like the back wall is a wall?
You can get closer to try and inspect. At a glance, there does not seem to be an obviously apparent continuation point.
Do we all think something's gonna come out of that sarcophagus?
I mean, one just did about 15 minutes ago, so I would not be surprised if another one came out of this one. This one looks a bit more presentable.
Basically, everyone in the chamber
do we even-
at this point is steaming with golden flame. Harmless, but you know the effects.
We have a sense from the magic that got us into this chamber and the puzzle we solved. I guess I kind of make it like a check to think about. Do I think this is are we the first people that have been in here in a very long time? Because we've seen other parts that had dead people, other chambers that corpses were in. We know some of this place has been plundered, but not. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of water.
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Dust check.
14.
Perhaps because you don't know the intended function of this space or the sort of mindset the denizens of this place once had, you don't get a great sense of some of what you're looking for, but you also do get the idea that the magical defense to this room was dispelled, but you also think that's probably a temporary dispelling. It didn't permanently remove a heavily enchanted protection over this place. So maybe there's validity to the idea that you guys could be the first ones here in a very long time, but other portions of this place were plundered. Some of these vases aren't stocked to the brim with gold by any means. You got some, but the presence of that magic behind doesn't mean it had never been interacted with before.
I think we should cover up all of the statues.
I'm gonna
Just to
start doing, I'll start doing that.
Rome, your commune with nature after next couple minutes will trigger. What 3 questions, I think 3 questions, do you want
Yep.
to learn about from your environment?
What powerful creatures are in this space?
Ooh.
It's us.
Besides us.
Besides us.
How anticlimactic. You are very powerful.
Do you want the other questions as well, or do you want to go one by one?
Your choice. Do you want answers one by one, or do you want a rapid fire?
Can I do answers one by one?
For sure. What powerful creatures are in this space? And none of the others perceive this, but you feel a tremor that sort of like emanates from where you're standing and just echoes and shifts and travels through the ground. And you swear you see the sarcophagus up ahead shake.
Ooh.
But seemingly indicating there are no other creatures in the vicinity other than one powerful creature up ahead.
Okay, my follow-up question would be, like, what is the profile of this powerful creature? Like, what type of powerful creature are we dealing with here?
The earth, sort of almost like a reverberation, almost in the same way echolocation is a bouncing around of sound. You feel like a tremor return to you that sort of instinctively imparts information into your mind. And you get the sense that it is an undead creature laying within that sarcophagus. And there is no evil or malice to its intent. It is purely a guardian of this place, bound to a purpose.
And what is its purpose? What is it guarding?
Ooh.
Oh.
You feel yet another reverberation in the entire space around you, and it sort of goes toward the sarcophagus and then disappears before you hear another tremor from higher up above the stone ceiling.
Interesting.
Very.
Okay. So perhaps whatever it is hiding above us.
You're saying that out loud to all of us?
I'm thinking that to myself.
In the ceiling, how high is the ceiling in this room?
Ceiling in this room's probably a solid 20 feet tall. And the raised platform up ahead is 5 feet, so only a 25-foot differential in that space.
Can you hear us now? I think we froze there for a
Yeah,
second.
you're good.
You're
Okay.
good.
Awesome. I mean, if we're following a pattern here, this bowl has got to be filled up with water, wet water, Jerry.
My favorite type.
Right between me and Daisy, there's a recess. Last time we did this, the door did its shimmery magic trick, so I'm assuming it'll do something like that around this room, but I don't know if that'll maybe it'll make the sarcophagus disappear and whomever is sleeping in there might wake up.
Jiri, as you're floating up in that direction nearer to the sarcophagus as well, give me a perception check.
Come on, Jerry. Dang.
Get him out of the way.
Jerry's not allowed.
There's a lot of interesting stuff up there, nothing that specifically catches your eye.
I'm intrigued by these vases.
A lot of interesting stuff. Do we know Rome did her commune with nature?
I will like make my way towards like to every of the party member and like whisper these details into their ear, so as to not disturb whatever is in the sarcophagus. I warn that it is just here to protect something that I believe may be above us.
Ooh. So, like, you could do that, say that to Telperion, and he could, like, ping it to all of us.
Ping, 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 ping.
Okay, do that.
Telperion, mail forwarding.
Reply all. What's the ceiling look like?
Seems to be a very simple stone ceiling, no carved bricks or sort of I always forget the term, masonry units. So it's not like a built from, it's carved from the earth, just like the rest of this place. But more tile is laid out in this place, more mosaic bits of, colored tile set into inlays along the ground. Certainly more opulent in this space, decorative vases, seemingly a sarcophagus cast from pure gold up ahead. So more opulent, but still very much of the earth.
Biz, Jury finally gets over to the sarcophagus. Does it look just like the last one we saw, or are there differences?
It looks distinctly smaller. That was sized to house a large creature, someone that may have had some sort of Goliath connection with their half-giant nature, which I believe you guys read to some degree in that space through primordial text. This is a sarcophagus, although large and opulent, is sized for a medium, quote-unquote, normal humanoid body. You also, now that you're getting closer, you can see there is Elvish text etched in and inlaid around the border of the sort of space above the sarcophagus top.
Which I can read. What does it say?
If you can read it, it says, and I will paste this. Lie vigilant, Leonor Gildegard, of half-blood sunborn descent. Pray thee not be the last of the beacon's shepherds.
I'll read it out loud to everybody in common.
That's weird.
What,
I'm gonna start strafing closer too.
what are you thinking about, Telperion? Why is it weird?
Well, I hadn't been thinking of the Sun Elves until now, even though we are in some kind of sun worshipping
Moon
temple.
worshipping.
Well, sure. So then, why is it Sunborn?
Yeah, that's
Half-blood Sunborn makes me think of the journal we just read, which was of a half-Laelor elf. Does the name Leonor Gildegard mean anything to me? Like, does that? Can I tell?
I will give you a history check for one, and then I'll give you a free bit of information.
Okay.
Wasn't she in Willy Wonka?
Whoa, it's really pretty outside with the sun on the trees.
Whoa.
Nat 18. This is history 25.
It eluded your mind previously in the chamber you guys evaluated before coming into this space. But now you do remember the House Gildegard. That was a Sunborn house. One of many houses that left on the great exodus of the Emerald Forest long ago to go fight in the Sundering. The rooms you had previously come from in this space, there was one on the left and one on the right. Now that you're putting it together, the maned owl was specifically a symbol of House Gildegard, of the Sunborn Elves. And you guys had seen some carvings in hieroglyphs and reliefs of sort of a scene in that room. And then on the other side, there was a separate description in Primordial of House Igmenos, which you're not sure that the context of that space, but it is represented with a jackal. For some reason, both of these symbols of houses perhaps are held in great regard here, and potentially even members, denizens of those houses laid to rest here.
Can I start inspecting the? That has sun elf implications. Then I'll think out to the nearby people like Perlat and Jerry. And I'm gonna start moving towards the sarcophagus to analyze it.
Okay. You see the same elvish text that Jiri had, just lining the border of the sarcophagus lid. You also see that there are runes along the sides of the sarcophagus, but those are more magical rather than written language. Magical symbols, glyphs.
Everybody take note. If I die, this is what I want to be buried in. Something cool like this.
I think Zach Wilson already in there, I'm assuming. We can evict him, or her, or them.
No, I mean, I want a bigger one, but like this style.
Oh, okay.
Roulette, can you read these runes on here? Is there a kind of magic on this?
Okay, I'll be right up there in 1 second. I used to play these games, and number one rule of games is always check behind the waterfall. So I just want to see like if the like right here, if it's just like a trick, because I'm assuming we can tell more visually that it's a trickle of water.
It is a trickle of water, like an infinity pool almost, you know. So you can, even if you want to push your hand up to the water, would you wish to do so?
Can I see behind the water?
Yeah, it seems translucent and crystal clear, so you can see the brown earth, well hewn, right behind it. It's no more than an inch of flowing water in that particular space.
Have we touched the water yet in this room? Did I see Jerry touch the water at all, or no?
I don't think anyone has specified that they have.
I
I
have
thought
not
I
yet.
checked to see if it was wet.
Yeah, which TBD. To be damn. I will scoot up here, up there. I will not touch the water at all. But I will.
You can see that it's flowing further from sort of a space here. It's shown very dark on this map, but it's again just another vertical wall of infinity pool style water flow from like a crevice.
with like a lip or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I will go. I have been on the floor this entire time, except for like walking over the water. I will go 2 inches up, and I will step slightly closer to the sarcophagus, and see if I can inspect the runes there.
Sure. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Does it look like a bomb? 26.
Bomb.
An arcane bomb.
It looks like evocation magic and abjuration magic as portions of the enchantment on this space.
Yeah, what evocation is like fireball.
Fireball
right?
is evocation, yeah.
I'd stay back from this.
We have to spell magic.
I think we should open up the sarcophagus.
Oh,
There's no chance I'm not opening it.
Well, so I mean, I think there's 2 things we're gonna do. One, fill in the bowl with water, and then a torch or something might be something we have to do, because that made, again, the door appear last time, and there's no door in here. Likely this sarcophagus is gonna open either by Telperion. While I'm close to this, does it seem like there's like a seam to like there's like a lid on this thing?
It does not appear so.
Question is,
And connecting your high passive investigation determines there's no seam, and your understanding of, oh, that's not abjuration magic that would be released. That's abjuration magic that's in place right now, sealing this closed.
Oh,
And potentially a magical triggering of somehow this sarcophagus would release the abjuration enchantment and trigger the evocation enchantment.
so if we fill the bowl with water, maybe the switch happens.
I mean, using logic from the last room, yeah. If we fill that bowl, we'll probably get an exit door and a big guarding that exit door.
I mean, I've got to know what's in there. How do we fill the bowl?
Well, Jerry's got his decanter of endless wet water.
Does it have to be this one?
No, he filled you. Jerry, you did the decanter last time, right?
Yep.
And we just threw the torch in it, I think.
We could use the pocket body corpse water.
I don't want to use that soup.
I'm not looking forward to emptying that out.
Honestly, we should throw it on the ceiling of a bunch of Drastians, and it'll be great.
I do approve of that message.
Lightning javelin through.
Do we? Okay.
I mean, does it look like there's anything else up there? Does it look like there's seams to a hidden wall, but where the water's coming from?
I think we go for the obvious thing first.
Kind of
Then
posing
more
that
than-
to roulette.
Yeah, gotcha.
If I go up here, it looks like there's just like a minuscule, like 1 inch thick, like dip or something that like is letting the water through.
Yeah, it looks like almost if you can follow where the seam of the wall meets the ceiling up above, it's coming from there. So you imagine there must be a groove or slit or gap.
Oh,
So
it's like a
down.
it's
it's
a
the
waterfall.
full, it's the full wall
Oh.
of that, which is then pooling and going around the sarcophagus and then going down the dais gap step and then
Okay.
throughout this space.
So
And it's
there's no-
obviously like sort of
Gotcha.
there's enough water where it's filling what I would say are the basins of where the statues at the side are, but there's almost no flow there.
I gotcha. There's a word for that in rivers where it makes a little pool on the side that keeps.
Yes, you're very right, and I forget what that's called.
Oxbow.
Yes, oxbow. That's exactly
Oh.
right.
Oh, great! Thank you, Jerry.
That was
I've
was
never
awesome.
heard that in my
Mr.
life.
Biology.
I've never
Mr.
heard that in my
Biology.
life.
It's river water
I
fluid.
took a meteorology 101 class in college, and I remember that from that.
Incredible.
Thank you, Tim.
You almost remembered that from that.
I mean,
That's the only reason I knew there was a word for that. Yeah.
Are we just looking to trigger this trap and I'm presuming it's a trap, of course, but
I say so. We just get really far away.
okay.
I've got to see the body that's in there.
I do
No
want to.
one is going to be near it when we trigger.
Correct. I'd say we pick. I mean, don't group up just in case something happens, but stay at least 30, 40 feet away from it. I do want to try something just prior to us doing that. I'm going to go like up to the ceiling from where I am right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask permission first. I want to see if touching this thing, touching the sarcophagus triggers anything. Is everyone okay if I throw a rock at this sarcophagus real quick?
It's Carsophagus.
The Cargosophagus.
Do it.
Everyone back up.
I'm actually going to back up even further. So I will be like 40 feet away from it. And I'm going to take a... actually, should I just go even further for safety's sake? Yeah. No. I'm going to take a copper piece and I'm just going to toss it. And I'm going to back Daisy up even further. And I'm going to toss a copper piece to just try and land it on top of or hit the top of the sarcophagus. Garsophago, the old thing.
Carsophagus.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Sure. I guess it is kind of like throwing a rock really far. 18.
Not only do you hit the sarcophagus with the copper coin, but the way it bounces, it does remain on top of the sarcophagus. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
Perhaps it's only activated when, or perhaps it is only awoken if its like purpose is threatened.
I mean, based on what Telperion read, I think you're 100% correct, Rome. It's stay vigilant and like as a protector. And Rome, from what you mentioned before, it sounds like its purpose is protecting something else.
Ceiling.
The ceiling. Are there any trap doors that we could see?
Love, that's a fantastic question. Go ahead and please make an investigation check.
No, that's when she follows it up by saying, "No, I cast reveal traps," or whatever. Whatever that
Dude,
spell is.
find traps doesn't
Find
work.
trap.
It doesn't work.
It just
It
says like
doesn't-
if there's things in the vicinity, right?
You know, but you don't know where they are
Yeah.
or what they
Yeah.
are. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
So it's like
Rome, taking a look at the ground around you, you don't notice any suspicious cracks or seams where you think false floors are there.
Yeah.
But those
Whoa.
have been in place in this general vicinity before. But you don't see any indication of them.
Okay.
Jerry's gonna fly up to the ceiling and like poke it with his sword.
Oh,
Okay.
is the ceiling real?
You are able to do so, and clink, clink, clink. You hit stone with your sword.
And then I give it a like an actual smack this time.
Oh,
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Die, ceiling.
If you nat 1, you fall off Shaggy and fall to the floor.
yeah.
One-handed or two-handed?
Two-handed.
Okay. So it looks
triggers the
like
trap, and we don't just do the balls.
22. You strike the ceiling and you leave a scratch, but no dramatic damage.
Feel the ball.
Okay, Jiri, I think you might be on bowl duty in just a second, but I'm gonna do one quick thing. In an attempt to maybe help us, floating essentially 5 feet above the sarcophagus, I'm going to reach into my pack and take out a 50-foot length of rope. And essentially what I'm going to do is, while floating above the sarcophagus, I am going to spaghetti drape the rope back and forth on top of the sarcophagus so that it like reaches the base of the sarcophagus, goes over and back, over and back,
Okay.
over and back.
Noise.
Okay.
And at the very end of it, when I get to the end of it, I'm going to take out a little pouch of gold dust, and I'm going to cast Immovable Object on the 10 pounds of rope,
Okay.
the tip of it, and then I'm going to quickly back away.
Very cool.
And I'm making every one of my allies, Daisy included, one of the people who can move said object. And I will then back away. I'm going to
Let's fill this basin.
marking that, and I have to mark. I think I have. Let's do gold. What do I have?
Fill the basin. Fill the basin.
I have.
All right, I'm ready.
I have 2 more pouches of my immovable object dust.
Okay.
Bring the torch.
Oh, I'm coming. I will grab one of the torches from the front of the room, and I'll bring it over to Jiri.
I'll aim it through the torch, kind of like an hairspray flamethrower. I'm imagining,
Yes.
and I will hydro pump through it.
Okay. You are able to hydro pump through it, as you say. However, as you begin to fill the bowl, you can see that with such brief duration of passing through the golden flame, it doesn't interject much discoloration of your water. So the bowl is filled with your hydro pump, but it just looks like clear water within.
Roulette's like holding the torch under her arm because as Jiri's doing this, she's taking notes on like ideas for how to like weaponize this. And then she will see the water, and Roulette will toss the torch into the bowl, and then scoot over to here. Nope, down to here.
Rome, is that where you want to be? On the map.
You're gonna get blowed up.
Load up?
Yeah.
No, I won't be there.
Okay. Everyone feels good about where they and their tokens are.
Yeah, and I also want to
Placed.
get my wings out at the moment of him tossing the torch in the water.
Okay. Throw your wings on, yeah.
We got to long rest at some point.
Eventually.
As the water begins to take on the golden coloration from the torch. Similarly to how you guys have seen before, the activation of this bowl, it glows brightly of gold and light just begins to emanate from it before then reducing and almost pushing into the ground pressurized water that moves throughout the space in very small grooves that even dip down into the earth, and you can see additional grooves pop up and around the surrounding space up ahead of you, eventually reaching upward onto the dais itself and causing the draconic and elvish text on it, as well as the runes, to all glow. Slowly, golden light seeps into the waters around the sarcophagus itself, and with a final pulse of the runes, Roulette, you specifically see the abjuration glyphs dim and the evocation glyphs. And as soon as they do, golden flames erupt from the area surrounding the sarcophagus. You guys fucked me up.
Got him.
Oh shit. I fucked something up. I gotta send that to back.
Whoa!
Flames erupt from the sarcophagus, and
Ooh.
Roulette, unfortunately, your rope is absolutely
Wait,
incinerated.
did I say rope? I meant chain.
Okay. Your rope is incinerated, you imagine, because you can't see past the opaque column of fire that just rose from that place. And now you're seeing a discoloration of golden water seep around the sarcophagus and flow through this whole space slowly. 30 seconds or so go by until shining from all of the water in the space.
Dragon. It's a dragon.
Are giant columns of light, Diginsian light beams. For the sake of this, Loaf and part of the wolf Celestial will need to please make a Constitution save immediately.
Yikes.
And you hear a voice call in Draconic from ahead of you. Deshua, Dungianus Agatria, Shavual Octavine. And emerging from the column of flame, you see a being appear. Summoning into both hands motes of golden flame that then become a large scythe in one hand.
Ooh.
A war priest of the Diginsian order just sort of harmlessly passes through the wall of fire.
Yes,
Octavine! Repeating his phrase, and I need you all to please roll initiative.
We all scream.
Loaf roll an 8 on his con save. He has 1 HP. Does he die?
He does die.
11.
He is incinerated by radiant damage.
11
And
for the
He's
Celestial
baked.
Spirit.
He's big.
Loaf has been.
That is a fail as well from the spirit, who will take 15 radiant
I
damage.
believe he's immune to radiant damage. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
resistant.
then-
Resistant.
Resistant.
Oh.
Okay, so only 7 points of radiant damage.
Immunity would be nuts.
That would be nuts.
But
But also,
yeah.
radiant is it's rare enough
Yeah.
where it's probably not OP, but that's cool that he has resistance for sure.
So how are you all gonna teleport through?
I didn't mean to
Toby
roll
Rama.
for Shaggy.
You are the first to move, it would seem.
I'm gonna go after Toby.
Chris, can you delete Shaggy?
Yep.
I mean to control him directly.
Yo, he's flying, right? This guy's like.
He does. He sort of hovers from out of the wall of fire and is floating maybe 5 feet off the air or so.
And these walls, do they go to the ceiling?
Hang on 1 second.
Let's talk about him.
The wall does not go to the ceiling. The wall goes about 10 feet up in the air and has a similar translucent but very bright property similar to the Diginsian light beams you guys have seen elsewhere in this tomb so far. So you can see through it, but it is certainly a dangerous barrier if you step through it.
I want to try something.
But Telperion has made a tactician change, and Toby Rama, you are the first available to move.
Oh, that's not how that works. But that is how that works. So let's do it. I will whip a bow shot.
Oh, I should also state apologies for this. No, I'll wait till after your turn because it's at initiative count 20, so that works well.
Uh-oh.
Another bomb goes off.
I will pull an ice arrow out of my quiver and fire off with Liurniala using my Summer Elegant charge to try and
For fear?
crit.
I think
so
that's
then
autumn. Yep.
Let me. I can forego to get that, or I could just roll. I've used my luck point. I do have that. Yeah, let's do that. I will forego my d20 roll with the Clockwork Amulet to just do a 10 plus 10 for a 20 to hit.
Okay. I'm curious how this is going to interact, but I'm going to try it. Since you're the first one aggressing, he will, with his reaction, reach out with his mote of golden flame in his left hand, and it will flash with a warding flare and cause disadvantage. I don't think your Clockwork Amulet would bypass a forced disadvantage like this.
When you make an attack roll, you forego rolling the d20.
Okay, so you have foregone your d20. This interjects a new d20 that could potentially be lower than that. So I do need to roll.
You just need to roll 10 or higher now, essentially.
Basically.
So it just turns it into a 50-50, I think, is the... Critter, I agree
you have foregone the d20 roll to get a 10. This is interjecting an additional d20 roll.
So you're hoping, yeah. I mean, you could still get a 9.
It just gives you better odds on the... Well, it's like same odds.
Just depends on his AC.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 7, so that'll be a total of 17 to hit.
That will hit. Barely finding a spot against the flare of his magic, you are able to strike. So go ahead and roll damage.
And this is a crit.
It is automatically a crit.
Yeah,
does that? I got that. Okay. And then it'll be plus 6.
I've been wanting to throw a dragon priest from Skyrim at you guys for so long. But it's certainly heavily
It's a
customized
what?
for lore.
Is there light coming out of his hand?
Yes, from his left hand, a mote of golden flame. From his right, crystallized into a scythe made of golden flame. Those are his two things. And we should hop zooms.
Oh, yeah.
Big more room in here.
Was in the scythe? Was a scythe always? It didn't like transmute or something.
It formed.
Oh,
It formed from the golden flame.
I had that up.
There's runes on the side.
I am doing some radiant damage in this. Does that matter?
Yeah, break it down for me.
Okay. 9. 18 piercing. And some of it's cold.
Oh, I can't. Close.
Which I rolled all those d6 together. 20 radiant damage, and then 18 piercing and cold.
Okay. You see the impact strike true through his sort of like strange metallic and partially wood cuirass of armor and his sort of spiked arm guards that are formed in the dragons. The arrow does pierce through that and seem to damage him, and you see a burst of cold damage injure it to some degree. The radiant damage just flashes, and you see no incineration of this being.
Well, that's unfortunate, and that's okay. That is removed. And then did you say the glowing water is it like protruding from the water?
Yes, the glow is like shining. The water itself is so bright right now that it's creating this column wall of 10-foot high light beam.
Oh, okay.
Oh. It doesn't go to the ceiling?
It does not go to the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Praise
be to fly speed.
Bonus action.
Praise be.
I believe nothing. We'll do bonus action something, I think. What do I do? No, no bonus action, and then the Celestial Spirit will then go up 10 feet. And take a position sort of at the head of this. 10 feet in the air so as to keep an eye on that thing. And it'll take the dodge action.
Okay. At initiative count 20 for its lair action, it will... Two things will happen. Number one, where the light beams are causing radiant damage in their vicinity, you see your cloths on the two statues to the sides catch fire and incinerate in golden flame. I immediately need, I think, only Rome, Toby, and summoned Celestial to please make a con save.
Yeah.
Then everyone else is encased in golden flame from the maned owl statue to the left. First, that will be a success from Rome, so only 3 force damage to you as portions of your bark-like form wither a little bit. Same for the Celestial, only 3 points of force damage.
15 for Toby.
And that will also succeed, so also 3 points of force damage to Toby. Additionally, the priest raises his left hand again, holding the mote of golden flame, and nods at you in perhaps respect, Toby Rama, and says, Duash Vial, Avin! And a portion of the wall combines and shoots a light directly at you specifically. Please make a dex save for me.
When you say a portion of the wall, a portion of the light wall?
A portion of the light wall, which was up here, just sort of like got condensed into a bright beam of light and then was shot like a repulsor beam at Toby Rama.
Not good. Less than 10.
You're
Will
resistant
be a
to
fail.
radiant.
You are indeed resistant to radiant, so that will only be 10 damage. 10 radiant damage to you, Toby.
Cool.
That is its lair action. Telperion, you are up.
All right.
There was a ice arrow effect, a con save, or have its movement speed halved.
Oh, okay.
On its turn.
Con, you said?
Yeah, DC 15. There you go.
Ooh, rolled pretty good.
I'm going to strafe forward.
Also in the Dragon Priest style from Skyrim, it's kind of idle stance, is it's just like hovering back and forth in its space, almost like bobbing on a pendulum.
All right.
He's got the hover trait.
I'm gonna get closer. let's start with a mind sliver. I'll do the finger to the temple. And it's gonna there's a verbal component with my sliver, and I always like to think that, and sometimes it's like a word, or in this case it's gonna be like a question. It's gonna be what, and like the Elvish word for what will appear in his mind as he mind slivers. So that's an intelligence saving throw.
That is a fail.
3d6 coming at him, and d4 off of his next thing. 10 psychic damage.
Okay. Seems to take it.
All right. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on him. And last time I cast Hunter's Mark, I misflavored it, and I forgot because I had an intended flavor.
And this isn't technically recasting; it's refocusing what
Right.
the target is. Yes.
All the only change that you see, I think the change that what I described last time is probably kind of closer to what Telperion would see. But the change you guys see is that Telperion's eyes go like night black blue, and there's stars that you can see like reflected in his eyes.
Almost like reflecting a starlit sky, even though there's not one in the space. Very cool.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna use my second attack to throw a sliver at this.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
All right. Fucking said 2. 2 plus 10, 9.
2 plus 10 will miss.
Yeah. And I'm going to hop up. I'll just strafe a little further. And that's my turn.
Okay. All right, measuring here.
Who's measuring?
Won't
Yes,
be
in blue.
enough.
Or Circle of Death or something. No, that's Critter.
The war priest, hovering in his space, reaches up with his golden golden flame mote, and you guys in the central column see a brightening of the space ahead of you before a giant column of bright golden light slams down, centered on the mosaic and hitting everyone on the center column. I need everyone to please make a dexterity saving throw.
Not doing it.
Rome, it doesn't look like you're in there.
It's just us in the middle, right?
It is just the middle area.
And you said
Fury,
that.
Shaggy, Spectre, Roulette, Celestial, and Toby.
Big fucking.
And one more for the spirit.
Did I roll yet?
I'm gonna crit.
It hasn't come through yet. If you have, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my object interaction to grab my second sliver, and I'm just holding it with my staff.
Okay. Just need Jiri, Spectre, and Shaggy, I think.
For some reason mine's not rolling. Dang. All right, I'll do Spectre. See if this works. And then Jury's. Do it this way.
That
Yeah,
last one is Jiri.
Jury. Yeah.
Well done. Jiri, you are the only one to save. And you will take half of the fire and radiant damage from Flame Strike. Everyone who failed would take 14 fire damage and 14 radiant damage. Jiri, you'll take 7 fire and 7 radiant. And then obviously, Toby, your radiant resistance will kick in for 7 of the radiant. Probably the same with the Celestial.
Oh, I had 7 temporary hit points on my character
The
sheet.
wolf gave it to you.
Boom. There you go. So that absorbs 7 of your 28.
I did minus 28 and it only removed 21, and I was like, this math.
Success on concentration from Toby. Good call. Anyone else concentrating that just got hit?
Concentrating on winning, baby.
Okay. Then, with its bonus action, it will fly, hovering over toward Telperion. And with its bonus action, it will make a War Priest's strike, making 1 slash at Telperion, who is under the effect of the golden flame from not the main statue on the left. Actually, 1, 2, 3. You know what? Telperion's actually not in an area of golden flame because the maned owl to the far right corner is still covered, not incinerated from light.
All right.
So just a straight roll at you, Telperion, from this thing's scythe. Except I have to reload the damn screen.
Critter, did the ever vigilant Roulette and her statue watching? Did she see? Is the War Priest still lit up?
The War Priest has not had golden flame on him the entire time.
Thank you. That's what I was wondering.
How much damage did you guys do?
28 if you failed, which most of us did.
26 to hit you, Telperion.
Still kind of looking at him with that psionics fresh. I'm gonna silvery barbs that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I'll re-roll it.
whisper a word in Elvish. Spike to his mind a disorienting telepathy. Oh, and I'll give myself an advantage on my next whatever.
A very effective use of silvery barbs there. It's barely even, it doesn't look like it's weighed down at all by this very large weapon. It just like whooshes its arm and this massive thing just like cuts through the space you're in, but you're able to dodge out of it, distracting him and making him go off target.
I like to think for a second with the distraction, like he almost sees 2 of me from the telepathic like version of the spell.
Very cool. All right, that will be his turn.
Where's Alex?
She's here.
It is your turn.
Her computer.
Oh,
Spectre almost dead.
I have to hold the advantage die for silvery barbs and the D4 to remember he's still under Mind Sliver.
Okay, perfect.
The Spectre, can he get here if he goes over the wall?
He would need to elevate at least 10 feet as he goes there. What's his total movement?
50? Let's see, so...
Yeah, as you move forward the 15, 20 feet, you can ascend, losing a space of movement, sure. So then
Plus
you
he
can
doesn't
get
need to
there.
go...
Yeah.
He can be above and diagonally.
Yeah, that's true. That would absolutely work.
Also, Jury was up at the ceiling, striking the ceiling like a Don Quixote.
No,
Yeah,
he was
so
on the
you're
ground
right.
killing the thing with the
No,
face.
he was not, because he was shooting it through the torch as I was
Oh,
holding.
Oh yeah, it was airborne. That is
I have a
true.
diagram.
the diagram.
Perfect. So yes, he can reach that spot.
Alright, and then he is going to, with his dying breath, try to suck this guy's life.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
like that.
Yep. Ooh.
Since it has been his turn, he will warding flare you, injecting disadvantage. I need you to roll one more time.
Ah.
Worth it.
16?
Just misses.
Oh,
With his flare, he's able to hold this Dementor away from his shining form, light against shadow for a moment, and Shadow Moby gets very close, but not quite enough.
Alright, that's it for Shadow Moby.
Okay, it is Jiri next.
Oh, sick. I will fly up to the ceiling. Actually, I'm gonna get like, I'm flanking him. I'm gonna head over here to the raised area, like as far away from this light as I can, and I'm gonna start air blasting it.
Okay, you are welcome to do so. Your mount should have plenty of space to get there, no problem. Go ahead and start rolling your air blasts.
Top of the ceiling, basically.
Yeah.
Man, I guess my character sheet doesn't want to roll today. Let me try something. Let me refresh.
Some of your stuff's at least coming through.
Yeah, from the stuff that's
Companions.
there we go.
Ooh, absolutely a hit.
All right, 16. Can I interrupt this to do my bonus action? Do I have to take all of them at once?
I think with Eldritch Blast specifically, you're casting a spell instantaneously and it instantly splits into 3 projectiles. So I'd roll Scorching Ray the same way, but I do think these are simultaneous.
Gotcha.
Little different than extra attack. Looks like only one will miss. So the first 2 absolutely hit for 26 force damage.
26 force, and then oh snap! Am I gonna be within 30? I want to bonus action blast them with my hydro pump.
Okay, you
So
can
I-
reach that far with it.
I will blast him. He's gonna make a strength saving throw.
Just to clarify, you can reach in that far. Do you need to be within 30 feet or anything?
Yeah, I think I need to move forward 15 feet.
Okay.
-3 to this.
From that elevation, give me a perception check. You're dangerously close to the fire. I won't say you're in it yet, but give me a perception check.
Your perception's been
But
off
but
the
the
charts.
fire, like the light beams, does not go full height to see. Yeah, you're focused in the moment. You don't necessarily catch anything from over the side of the wall fire.
It's so consistent that you roll low on those.
Oh, every
Um,
investigation, every perception.
And then strength save from the priest, yes?
Yes.
-3.
-2.
That is a 1.
Oh,
Sucker
Oh,
is
he-
knocked prone.
He is drenched. You see the mote of flame and scythe in his hands don't seem like they even interact with the water you're spraying, but it does buffet him enough to force him to the ground and lose his airborne hovering. He only
To
falls
add
about 5
insult
feet.
to injury, he takes 4 damage.
Scorching Ray.
Amazing.
Oh, I think he's fucking beautiful. He went through.
All right.
Let me just check my movement here. So I went from here to there. Yeah, I've got like 10 more feet. I will try to get 10 away from the flames.
Okay. Perfect. That do it for Jiri?
That's it.
All right, Roulette.
I know he's prone, but I am 30 feet away, and I can swing around the ghost. Oh, because the ghost is up in the air.
You can also have
True.
your team teleport you.
I can, but I want to do my bonus action.
You got economy problems, don't you?
I do. I was up in the air because I dropped the torch, so I will. Critter, would you let me get here with 30 feet of movement?
Ascending enough to get there will lose you a space.
I was already up in the air. Is the start of it? 'Cause
Oh, you
I
were
was up
already
next to
up in
Jiri.
the air. Then yes. Yeah, 30 feet can get you there, yeah.
Okay.
Are you trying to get ground level?
No. I guess because I
I would say one space up from ground levels within reach as well.
Okay. If you'll give me that, I'll take that.
Yeah,
As
you'll
I'm
be
going,
on kind of similar elevation to Spectre Shadow Moby.
am I 10 feet away from the dude
Yes.
within flail reach specifically?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. As I'm going over there, one thing I want, I guess I'm fluent in investigationese. The light that he shot at Toby, that part of the light wall, is that part of the light wall gone?
It is gone. Seems to have been consumed.
Okay. And this light is coming from the water.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's it. I think so.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? I'm going to cast Arcane Weapon. Ignore that dice roll. That doesn't do anything. And I'm going to pick. I'm gonna pick lightning just because it's the safe one that I always pick. I'm gonna pick lightning, imbue my thing with lightning, and I'm gonna take 2 swings at Mamma Jamma on the floor.
How's a day?
Okay. You do have advantage since he is prone right now.
First one, 23 to hit.
Healthy hit.
That plus a d6. Jesus. 12 bludgeoning, 5 lightning.
Okay.
And then second attack. Give me a 20. Ugh, 21.
That will also hit.
13 bludgeoning plus 6 lightning.
Did you try Goon?
I did. That's what I'm adding the extra 4 to the lightning for.
Is this your
As you're bashing into this individual, you can see
Oh.
chips and shrapnel and splinters of his cuirass flying off him. You're doing some serious damage. You're not sure what the individual might look like. They have a similar, seemingly like ancient wooden shimmering golden mask like the Templar did, different in shape, but so you're not really quite sure if he's bloodied or not, but you guys are dealing some serious damage.
At the end of my turn, I'm specifically going to turn and look at Daisy and have Daisy stare at me, so I'm not looking at the individual on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
That's the extra d6.
What? Oh, and you just add the 4 for your turn.
Yeah. Bonus action. I already did my bonus action, but I will have Daisy. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna scoot Daisy over
Scoot.
here. That's my turn.
What is Scoot?
Yes.
Perfect. If that is Roulette and Daisy, we'll go to Rome. It is your turn.
Booted. Never mind.
Okay, so I am going to. So if I don't know if everyone can see the way that Tim has his like lines matched up here, but
Yep.
Rome is going to cast Wall of Stone
Okay. Very cool.
over where the statues are, but then like I'm hoping vertically over the water, so like the panels of the wall would like, you know what I mean? I don't know, flip like
Yeah.
90
Absolutely.
degrees so they're flat over the water.
Okay.
Bet you weren't
And I-
expecting that, huh, Dio?
Jesus.
That's very cool. I just want to see an interaction thing real quick. Love it. You
Get out of
cast
it.
Wall of Stone. I assume blocking off both statues as well.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So it should be like less than 200 feet.
Okay. Because you can get up to 200 feet total.
With the 3-inch option, yeah.
With
Yeah.
3-inch option, which is what I'm going for.
Okay.
It's not as thick, but it lasts longer.
10 by 20. Yes. That should work. All right. Based on that, I think that absolutely we'll go ahead and remove those from the map layer.
80.
Oh, I can't select them like that. That's a bad idea. I gotta go one by one, unfortunately.
Yeah, you should be able to get all of them. The top ones.
All right, so not only are the light beams smothered and covered up, and the statues now blocked from view, but also no jumping over moats required since you have like a platform
Of the
there. So
ridge, yes.
you have definitely altered the battlefield dramatically. Well done with your action. Concentrating on Wall of Stone for now.
Yes, that'll be all.
That's so
Okay.
cool.
And anything bonus action or otherwise?
No, I can't do anything else.
You could hide.
Okay.
Oh, I guess, yes, I will hide.
Get out of there.
Okay.
You can also revert. You have a vicious mockery.
If there's I thought Vicious Mockery only works if I've made an attack.
Not necessarily. It's just a free bonus action cantrip you can use as a bonus action anytime. But
I
it is your
actually
choice to
think-
whether you do that or try to find a spot where you can break line of sight and then hide.
It is my preference actually to hide because I would like to keep this going. So if the wall like starts kind of here, I'd like to hide a little like behind the wall,
Ooh.
like peeking around the side of the wall. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. Sure. If you move yourself into that space over there, I'll say you could functionally hide behind. You specifically just cast this stone wall. You could have shaped it in a way that suits your needs for this moment. So that's fine.
Exactly.
So go ahead and roll stealth.
1,000,000.
Okay.
Nice.
You definitely feel like you've definitely broken line of sight. You're hiding behind it. Right next to you, since the wall of stone is blocking the wall of the statue, and you're behind the wall, you can see a bright beam of light over there that's not extinguished, but it's not harming you right now.
Excellent.
Looks like we'll go back to Tobirama. It is the start of initiative, so Telperion, you can make a tactician change if you would like.
I will pull
I think Rome is last, or I am last.
I'll pull-
I'm last.
Rome's last, yeah.
I'll pull Roulette right after me.
Got it. Toby, you are up.
So I am.
Alex, I put a message for you in the chat.
If I could do that, and do that, and do that. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do all that.
Of course. Why
so I
wouldn't
will
you?
start by cursing him with a use of my channel divinity as an action,
Okay.
and I will send a ping to Telperion. He's weakened. Put everything into your next strike, and then
Oh, I've got you.
and then I will then bonus action mass healing word, because we all took some good damage there.
Okay.
I will.
Before anyone heals, roll the damage, and then I'll tell you who heals. So go ahead and roll.
Okay, so I'm
That's
doing
what?
4th level, which I was committed to before you made me think weird things were going on. I mean, I'm planning to get Spectre if I'm allowed to heal the Spectre. Jiri, Shaggy, Roulette, myself.
Jerry's at
and-
full health.
Oh, you're puffy and stuff.
I think MK. I mean, I don't want to retcon, but if I am the only other one, I think who took damage.
Well, Shaggy. Oh, is Shaggy temped up? I don't remember.
Shaggy has taken damage.
But okay, so this +9. I am getting ready to send out full, so that's 17 healing to a number of people.
Okay. Specifically, yourself, your Celestial, if those two are in play, Roulette, and the Spectre do not heal.
Dang.
So
Wait,
Shaggy,
so-
Shaggy gets 17,
Should I get 17? Nice.
which
Thank
gives me temps at the very minimum.
It will give you temps. Yep.
Is there any sort of indication of why I'm feeling no grasp of magic there?
You do not know in this moment.
Gotcha. That's my action and my bonus action.
Toby didn't heal.
Toby did not heal. And so my spirit will bound away. I should measure this out. It can go 40 flying, and I'm near the ceiling. I'll start by going over here near Jiri and Shaggy.
Okay.
But what to do next?
And then with his once a day healing, will try and heal me for 2d8 plus 6
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
for 12 healing.
You do heal the 12.
Okay, something about that. Something about this space was weird. My guess would be statue, but I don't have a way to confirm that.
Statues are covered. This statue we covered up.
All 4 statues are covered in one way or another right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
None
We
of them
would.
have line of sight. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That do it for Toby.
That sure will. And that's where I'll stay.
What you got, Telps?
Telperian's got dropping the sliver, drawing, and
It
and-
will be initiative
Oh,
count 20.
sure. Yeah, sorry.
And the being will raise from his ground position his mote of golden flame and look at you, Telperion. You see his mask covering his eyes, covering his face. Another beam shines from beneath. You just hear a sound, but nothing happens. It's covered by a stone panel.
Amazing.
Did that just block a flame strike? Holy shit.
No, it blocked the thing that hit you before.
The laser beam.
The laser beam.
Oh, that's right.
Which
All right, now it
It was
is
on
no
his
longer
turn, he did.
initiative count 20 layer action. Telperion, you are up.
I ask him in Elvish, "Is that light bending?" And then I swing at him with my greatsword. But I drop 2 items. I drop my staff and I drop my sliver and draw the greatsword.
it's called light weaving.
He does not speak Elvish back to you, but Draconic.
Bring it, Shalon.
But go ahead and strike. With advantage, he is prone.
And
This
he
is
is vulnerable to all of this damage.
okay. So I am mooning.
He rolled a 26.
Yeah, that's what I rolled. I'm also gonna use my soul crest die.
Okay.
In the soul crest die, how does that work? With it's just extra
Is
damage.
it the
Yeah, I
weapon
think it's
type?
just extra damage, but then the other secondary effect of it triggers too. I
Is
forget
it-
what
Yeah.
yours
What
is.
type of damage?
Oh, it just enhances. It's like a battle master, so it enhances the slashing damage of your current weapon, or it's the same
Okay.
damage type as your existing weapon.
I'm also gonna put one of my last side dies into this as well.
Okay.
And then I'm putting 2 moon flame blades on it. Okay. So we're at 7 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 10. 33 damage. 10 of that was flame.
Okay. So
Which I'm saying is-
23 slashing and force and 10 flame. Okay. Your 23 of slashing and force carves through, and then you can see just silver mist just escape from the wound you're cleaving through as your blade seems to sink in even deeper for not 23 but 46 damage. And even though he has vulnerability to fire, he also has immunity to it. So he
Oh,
takes
okay.
no damage from that
Uh,
specific instance of
It's
damage.
still
Oh.
a 50 hit attack.
But 46 damage on that strike.
I will.
Gotta imagine whatever undead creature is within this guy's is wounded heavily, probably bloodied.
Jerry, you can move if you want, and you can wait. You're fucking mounts. I get to give somebody right now half their movement for free.
You can choose.
I would like
I
to
think
move.
because
I choose
anyone's welcome to move, but giving mount indication, since Jiri is in full control of his mount, he just gets to use his mount's speed during his turn, so he would be available for this
I
if you
wouldn't
needed it.
because I'm letting the spirit.
Yeah, so I'll give it to Shaggy Jerry.
Shiri. Jaggy?
So you get half
Okay,
your
so-
movement out to him.
Sure, why not?
Oh, wait, there was Hunter's Mark damage on that too.
Oh, go ahead and roll that. That will also be doubled because he is vulnerable to it.
6 more. So
I
that
don't
was
know
okay.
how much closer I want to be to this.
3 times 2, so that was 3
Yep.
on Hunter's Mark. Another.
Thank you.
Did we figure out what this like radius is around him yet?
Not yet.
It's just representing the bright flame of golden magical moat he has.
Steve is distrustful.
Can I roll an insight check on
Yeah.
DM?
Yeah, go
I'm gonna
ahead
roll
and
my-
roll insight check on DM. What do you think your
Using
in real life
Steve's
insight?
wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think your in real life insight is, and judge yourself honestly.
Ooh.
25 to hit on my regular attack that's coming.
I'd say +3.
+3 in real life. Roll a d20.
Yeah.
I'll roll a d20 and add my real
Deception.
persuasion or deception.
Oh, yeah, persuasion.
25 to hit on your second strike, Telperion absolutely hits.
And then that's another D6.
Oh, fun fact, Roulette, you don't resist that 7 fire damage. That hasn't come up. It ignores resistance to fire damage
Flame strike?
From this caster.
Oh, I'm glad I wrote that then. She doesn't have Alzheimer's. She's just confused.
Yes. How much damage, Telperion?
5 plus 6 plus 4.
That's funny you brought that up because I didn't think to remember the interaction of your fire resistance, but yeah.
Look at it. Look at us.
21 damage.
Correct.
Healthy hit. This individual's looking very wounded.
For my
someone
bonus
else
action?
wanted some version of my attention, and I forgot what happened. But
No, that was it.
Action surge.
I wish. I'm out. Fresh out. For my bonus action, I will. Jerry, do you want closer?
Sure. Not too much closer though.
Never mind. I'm not gonna fuck with your mount thing.
Yes, correct.
yeah, forced movement does hinder mounts. It's not generally a good idea.
MK, this is the part of the YouTube video where we cut back to last time Telperion. did
Yeah,
that.
literally. As I flash back to
against
it.
Coda. Yeah, that's funny.
In a rare turn,
It's Peter Griffin going, this sounds like that time Telperion did that before.
Peter. I'll just end my turn.
Okay.
I'll
Roulette,
say
if you
prayer for
wanna-
love. My bonus action.
Oh. Prayer of bread. I see the fire damage not do anything in this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not that it impacts my turn at all. From where I am just going to, I'm gonna scoot this way a tiny bit, and I'm just gonna take 2 more swings down at him.
Okay, go ahead and do so. You still have advantage.
First swing,
Hydra Pump is a good source of advantage for you guys.
21.
21 hits.
That plus, so 7 bludgeoning. Oh God, 7 bludgeoning and 5 lightning. And then second attack.
Absolutely a hit.
10 bludgeoning and 8 lightning. And I am 10, I'm like,
Got it.
I'm at reach distance from him, so I'm not entering his space. Bonus action, I'm gonna have Daisy come up and take a stab at him.
Okay, advantage.
I guarantee you she's gonna get a natural 20 right now.
Advantage.
Oh, never mind. 19?
Wrong end of the spectrum.
19 does hit.
And a solid 5 force damage.
Okay.
And she's not going to do anything else with that. Roulette is going to hover up to the ceiling, so that was 10 feet of movement. 15, 20.
Oh, time.
Oh, switch zooms.
Doodly 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 doodly.
Alrighty, so then you're air stepping up and around a little bit.
I am. I have 5 more feet of movement, and I'm going to go here. Words of Ernest Tinkerton are ringing in her head. Even failed experiments need follow-up. And she wants to try and peek over the flames to see what happened to her rope. She is assuming they burned to a crisp, but she wants to make sure that's what happened.
Since chaos and bright flames are sort of hindering you somewhat, I do want this to be perception rather than investigation.
Beautiful. I also have proficiency in
Perception.
perception.
At a quick glance, not only do you not see your rope, you don't see the golden sarcophagus at all. You just see like a square stone table that it was sitting on.
That makes sense. That is my. Do I feel any different stepping further away from this guy, out of the
No.
brightness
No,
of his?
you-
Okay.
You do not feel any different.
Final question: the water directly beneath me is not glowing at the moment, right?
The water is all still glowing, yes. Just not much of it is shining with a column of light anymore.
Beautiful.
But the water itself is still brightly golden.
End of turn.
Okay. Hold a moment.
Often into a seal, so just the coffee milk.
The Digantian Light Priest will right himself, hovering from his prone position and righting himself upward. He reaches out toward the wall of flame around the sarcophagus and siphons it. It doesn't seem to leave that space, but it jumps across the way and surrounds him as he will... Well, I need to make that visible, I guess, don't I? Conjure a wall of flame around him.
Oh boy.
Hey.
He will now be concentrating,
Counterspell.
and you will use counterspell?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to counterspell.
Okay.
Mostly because I'm right next to the wall, the other wall of flame, so I will attempt to counterspell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Sick.
Jack of all
Intelligence.
trades is not something you have anymore.
Yes.
I know, I know.
Intelligence modifier applies, yeah.
It's just an Arcana check.
Just an art. No, not even, because you're not proficient with this. It's just an intelligence check.
Yeah, it's
It's just spellcasting ability modifier.
Not spell,
Not spell
attack
sorry.
or spell check or
Okay, yes,
check.
it is just an intelligence check. So
Oh,
Need
boy.
to hit a DC of 14. Which you do so. As he's pulling the fire, the golden flames to him, you reach out, and what does it look like when you counterspell this?
I imagine in this exact moment, for flavor, as he's starting to pull the fire from the other fire that I'm next to, I literally just reach out the ring and I start spinning it. The ring glows, and I slam it to my fire resistant chest, which I'm assuming is fire resistant, and I just suck the flame into the armor.
As you do
yeah.
so, the flames turn from their golden appearance to a more muted bright yellow orange and then duller red as they swirl around to you. So you are functionally transmuting the properties of the golden flame that was bypassing your resistance as you do so. Very cool. The priest just looks to your direction and nods and takes its scythe and tries to chop through this spectral creature that was this being of shadow in front of him. So he'll make one swipe at
He'll try.
Shadow Moby.
Disadvantage. I'll make Daisy poke him for disadvantage.
Okay. Okay.
This poor priest.
Priest is gonna murder me. I'm an atheist.
Jeebus.
Spellcasting scythe. Oh, I gotta roll it from here. Damn it. All right, rolling 2 of these in a row. We'll take the lower. It's not gonna go well for him. Does a 14?
I
hit
think
Shadow
hold
Moby?
on, 14 I think still hits.
He probably has an AC of
Yeah, he's got an armor class of 12.
Okay. So it will do
Does he last through a long rest though?
7
No. So he's gone anyways.
magical slashing damage plus 10 magical fire damage. which
Uh,
ignores resistance to fire damage, if that makes any difference.
The slash was enough to kill him.
Okay. As he
shielded him.
shears through the shadow Dementor creature,
I would
light
have
and
healed him
flame
for
just
17
incinerates him.
exactly. If I had been able to heal him.
So sad.
Rich,
and
I
will
mean,
remove
I don't
this
say I
wall
like
of
this.
fire around him. Did I beat you to it? Is that what
Yes.
you're gonna mention?
Yeah. As much as I like to.
Haha, that sucks that I removed my wall of fire that I wanted to use against you before you could tell me to. That's so
I just
embarrassing
got
for
counter
you.
spell.
Perfect. All right, that is his turn.
Roasted.
Actually, he will leave
Alex.
your space, Telperion,
Swing in.
as well as leaving Daisy's space.
Daisy's already used her reaction. She's done for the turn.
Okay, perfect. So Telperion, you're welcome to strike, and now that's been his turn. He
Nat
will
20.
warding flare disadvantage.
God damn it. 19.
Still hits.
15 damage. No, and I get my d6.
100 mark.
That's it.
Hunter's Heart.
Another 3, so 18.
18 total damage. You shear free a portion of his lower cuirass, and just a leg would fall, but it just disintegrates into ash. And the creature continues to float over in this direction, looking rather haggard, much of his form dilapidated, falling apart, part of the moat of golden flame sort of flickering, and he just holds both out wide and just regards all of you. Jiri, it is your turn.
All right, we flew around the coffin. We're flying back around the coffin. And then Jiri's gonna get here. He's gonna hop off Shaggy. 'Cause Shaggy's hurt. Shaggy is gonna disengage and get out of there. And then Jiri, is he flanking with Roulette?
No, purely because right now you're on the ground and the being is hovering up in the air. I think Roulette's also up in the air. They're both like 10 feet above floor level right now.
Knowing that, can I stay on Shaggy?
Yes, sure. You can get the
Okay.
flanking attack on your mount for sure.
Gotcha. All right, I will stay on and attack.
Okay. $19 will hit. Looks like 18 damage.
18. One more. 22.
With your second strike, how do you cut down this war priest?
Well, might as well.
I'm so scared of Steven right now.
Don't show your fear.
Like, I
That's how I do it.
fly, and I like impale him with the sword, and then I kind of just like dump him off the sword down onto the ground. And then as
As
he's
you
sitting
do
there, my
so-
second strike slams into him again on the ground.
Perfect. As you shove your blade into him and force him to the ground with your strikes, he just turns to ash, leaving only behind a mask that clatters to the floor and falls into the water and begins to slowly drift.
I scoop it up.
Okay,
With
you're
my
able to
sword?
reach down quickly and grab the mask.
Mm. Nothing else happening. Not does the mask. What does the mask look like as Jiri peers at it?
Well, I shouldn't have deleted him from the screen. Yeah, there we go. It appears to be a dragon priest mask from Skyrim. It's the same deal though. This ancient, magically preserved, strange wood that matches the other masks of the statues in this place. The mask the Templar was wearing, as well as the Templar's scale mail armor. And it has this like golden sheen to it that's like reflecting golden light even when nothing's causing illumination to reflect off of it.
Put it up to my face and I say, check it out, guys. I'm a dumb mummy person.
Barbarian laughs. But wait,
But
no.
after a few moments, though, diminishing and fading, the wall of flame around the sarcophagus disapparates. And you all hear a rumbling of the space around you, and no longer a golden sarcophagus is there, but just a stone platform that then raises. And then when it gets to about 10 feet up, it stops, suspended by 4 banister poles on the corners. It looks like some sort of lift or platform that might raise further upon entering it.
I
That's an
will bid
elevator.
farewell to my wolf, because that will surely go away soon.
Having been right above this dude as he was smitten by Jiri, the only thing that was not turned to ash was the mask, right? Like the scythe and the other fire just like
The scythe just sort of disapparated like a puff of flame, as well as the mote of magic in his hand. So yes, the only physical remain being the mask.
and like peering over where Rome was, the light from the water is no longer.
Well, you see, as you start looking at the wall of stone, these panels forming bridgeways over the moats, they're starting to disintegrate and like chip away, and very thin, pencil-thin beams of light are shining through the slabs of stone, as the slabs of stone can sustain damage and be destroyed, but this phenomenon didn't have long enough to do so. And after a time, as all the water in this space starts to stop shining, no more harm is being done to those walls of stone. However, the moat of water purely around the sarcophagus does not lose its golden sheen. It is very gold and beautiful and still clear right now. But as the flow continues away from the dais, it's not carrying golden coloration with it.
You're hurt. Shaggy's hurt.
I mean, I'm like I got a scratch on me.
Yeah, Shaggy just scratched.
I'm not doing too poorly at the moment.
I guess I'm not as bad as I thought.
Let's take this.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's jump in this sarcophagus.
Is there any? There's no more reading. Is like no more text is visible, right?
It's a cable sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
But no, you don't see any other indications. The stone is where the abjuration magic had faded, and now you see that the evocation magic has faded as well. But there are still numerous draconic runes and text around, as well as still Elvish script, but you read what the Elvish had to relay.
What's the biggest vase in the room? Like, how big is it?
We'll say this one up here, and
Is
it's
it like-
probably 3 feet diameter and 4 feet tall.
Okay, it's going in the book.
Okay, you
I'll-
enclose a vase.
I'm just gonna put like Dickensian vase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
I guess we ride up.
Okay.
Or down.
Bit of a squeeze with Shaggy, but Shaggy can temporarily roll himself up like a rug to stand next to you all. As you all step onto it, the water, the golden water around you begins to bubble, and you imagine that some version of pressurized water column is pushing you upward, as you can feel the lever or the platform that you're standing on move upward. And you give it a couple seconds, and you're moving forward and up, not forward, but straight up, and it looks like it's going to crash into the ceiling, but then it just harmlessly passes through.
Jerry,
avails you-
there.
As you guys go
I knew
through a
that scene
period
would
of
be
like
more.
20 seconds of utter darkness around this space for a while, as moving stone in front of you on all sides, you come to a new space, a new chamber of this tomb. And as you step off of this platform, flaring into golden flame behind you and then solidifying into the shape of a golden sarcophagus once more, there is a sarcophagus behind you. I will move you guys to this map.
Oh.
There is
I know.
also a banister that prevents your immediate falling off of this balcony onto the ground below, but even from a quick glance, there are mounds and mounds and piles of a horde gathered down below.
Yuri's eyes literally pop out of his head.
He's like drooling.
And in the
Oh.
center of this mound of pile, you can see sort of an awkward, disjunct angle, a beautiful golden sword with a very ornate hilt and pommel, or hand grip and then pommel that definitely has a ruby of some sort set into it.
All right, someone get out the hole. I'll start clearing it out.
I'm actively holding Jiri back from the banister.
I hand Toby the handkerchief, and I start ritually casting detect magic.
And I will
Okay,
spend.
you start ritualing.
I will.
No,
I will open the hole like
Guys.
here and try and get the water to go down the staircase. As I try and
Oh,
clear out the water
Toby,
of the hole.
Toby, you can throw that thing on a wall too. Don't forget. Like you could put it on a wall and then just like hold the bodies in and let it drain out. But it's gonna be gross regardless.
Like when you're trying to awkwardly drain water out of a
Pasta?
pot and hold pasta in, yeah. Because you haven't
Ew.
invested in a colander yet, and you should,
Another-
but you haven't yet.
Roulette takes out her notebook and says like human-sized colander.
Okay, so Toby, what specifically are you doing with the hole?
I want to drain the water that seeped in from when we did our clever escape of that flooding room, and then it's just full of dead bodies. But we don't need to do anything. They've got gear on, so I won't. I'll try.
Is that
and keep
it?
Them in.
Is it just dead bodies?
no, there's
Yes.
Umberhulk parts in it too.
Oh, also that it's gross.
I'm just trying to clear
Let
the
the death
water because I have
cleric
a
But they're not
feeling we're about to
rotting,
need
though.
some portable hole space.
Can we just leave the dead bodies here?
We could take the uniforms off them now. That's all we wanted them for.
And just have a treasure hole?
They also had like swords and shields that we could have armed some of the people upstairs with.
We did not do that.
Critter, are these stairs up or down out of this room?
The ones to each side are specifically down.
Okay.
So Bjorn, you can put all the weapons in your like weapon holder, right?
It's not infinite, and I've actually kind of got it pretty full. But anyway, we could throw them in the weapons in the could go in your bag. Also, is it? I want to confer with Roulette. Is it worth it for me to drop? Because I actually paused it before I start ritual casting.
I guess nobody move for a second. Keep your crown thing going. Turning back and looking at this single space bedroom thing. Are there any draconic or abjuration or evocation runes? Do I see a seal on this thing?
On the platform and or sarcophagus you just came from, or what are you
Yes.
looking at?
Yeah, the one that like just appeared from where we were.
So the way once you stepped out of it, it resettled downward to reveal at a surface level only the stone table on which the sarcophagus is laid. So it contains the same exact abjuration, evocation, glyphs, draconic text, elvish text. So it's functionally the same table. It just was the top portion of an elevator that availed you guys of this next chamber and then resettled into it. They don't seem to be active glyphs, but they're still there, etched into the stone.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna wake this guy a second time. I'm not 100% certain, but be careful what you're doing.
If we do, we'll kill him again. He was easy.
It struck me as
I will-
a proving ground sort of vibe down there. He was acknowledging us time and time again.
I hope so.
I will risk the mummy's curse in order to grab all this gold.
You have done this before, Jerry.
I'm quite familiar with curses, yes.
Why don't we check these side rooms first? Just to make sure we're not getting attacked by anything.
I will begin to reveal some areas as you guys go into them. So Toby Rama, as you enter that, it's all dimly lit, not as many torches on the walls here, but you see yet more statues and inlaid moats. The statue you're nearest to, Toby Rama, however, looks like draconic in nature, less jackal and maned owl. Jiri, are you hopping down to start grabbing gold? It's about a 20-foot drop or so.
All right, guys. Are we sure it's safe?
We haven't investigated at all, so no.
Oh,
I peer
Guys, are you
around.
sure it's safe?
We haven't even started. I do just want to do a general look around that room, like, and kind of just checking for exits and entrances to this space.
Yeah, so you can tell that, let me get my pointer back. You can tell that there's a sort of a main staircase that continues up and out of sight. Even from your elevation, you can't see the chamber beyond where it goes to. But seemingly, these are other staircases that perhaps meet up with side chambers that you have other access to already.
Critter, as I step here and I look like beyond the gold, do I see these two statues on the bottom part of the room?
Yeah, you do, and they are a maned owl on the left and a jackal on the right.
As I look up and make eye contact with the jackal statue, do I feel anything?
You do not. They are much larger than some of the ones you've seen, a full 20-foot height, and they do not seem to injure you or affect you. And no one is under a cone of fairy fire right now, so both of them seem to be decorative. Once more, these two house symbols being given a lot of reverence in an otherwise draconic space of some sort.
I guess call Toby back so he's not by himself. Toby!
I think I
try
found
to-
stairs that link up down there instead of jumping off this ledge.
I guess quickly, Jiri, do not jump down just yet. I will go peer in this other side. Jiri, count to 45. I'll go peer in this just to see.
Same thing Toby saw in the other room, draconic statue immediately to your left. And there is sort of, now that you're closer to it, Toby would have seen this too. There's sort of like water pouring from the statue's mouth and down a chute where its stomach would be, and causing a river that is flowing similarly to how you've seen below, but potentially a source of the water of this tomb.
Gotcha. I will stand here. I'm gonna reach into the bag and bring out the mask that I carved from the statue, and I'm just gonna like angle it down towards the gold.
Okay. As you do so, basically the entire pile of gold begins to steam and writhe with golden flame.
no, relax.
No. I think that's good. That means it's real. It's not disintegrating it or anything. I'll angle it up to stop the
Yeah,
fairy
as soon as you pull the cone of sight away from it, it ceases to flicker with golden flame.
No, Jiri, I was just confirming that it's tangible gold down there, or tangible something down there. I'll shove the mask back in the bag. I mean, I think we're.
I try to Kair the great sword, or the sword to me.
You Kair, and it, for whatever reason, there is some resistance, and you're not sure if it's embedded in something or it's lodged in gold enough, but it does seem like your typical 10 pounds of force is not enough to retch it free.
Wait, Telperion, can you get just like a single gold piece from out of there?
Yeah.
As you do so, you kind of take a swath and just like pluck a single gold coin and it floats up toward you, you may add 1 gold.
Seems safe. That's enough for me.
Oh, I thought you meant that 1 gold was enough.
No.
Well, you got your puffy armor on, right?
What
I'm gonna
what
check
little
down the
left
side
is
corridor.
left?
Toby, you're going down side corridor?
Yeah, once I get to where this little bend is, I'm gonna do my last for the day. This is the first time I've ever used all of these in a day. My last Eyes of the Grave.
Hey,
I see
it
some
will not-
sarcophaguses, and
It will not detect any presence of undeath.
then I
at this
will.
time.
My gosh.
You want to throw Daisy down there? If we wait 10 minutes, I could summon Loaf and put him down there.
Oh, wait, I can just send. Alright, I summon Shadow Moby, the unseen servant version of him.
Okay.
I let him go walk down on the gold as I like fly over it.
Okay. Let me look up Unseen Servant real quick. We don't use that spell enough for me to know its limits.
I would have sent Daisy with Toby,
I went with the 2 of them
like
too.
holding on to the back of his tunic or whatever he's doing, like a toddler at Disney World.
Actually, I'll go the opposite way.
1 AC, 1 HP, 2 strength.
Okay, got it. Let me do something real quick.
I love this.
Us triaging this.
We know it's a trap.
No,
Yeah.
I know it's not. I feel very confident it's not.
All right, let me just do something real quick.
My God.
All right, Jiri, as Shadow Moby, this unseen servant version of Shadow Moby, goes down and touches down into the gold, he just his barely translucent form just like evaporates.
Oh my gosh, it's a trap.
I'm trying to mind sliver the gold.
Oh my god.
You target the gold. Nothing.
The gold's still hot.
Is it still hot?
Then did Roulette like heat it? Like what did she do to it?
Oh no, so Jerry, I carved one of the owl masks off way earlier, and I just like I have a mask of fairy fire. Oh my god.
Oh, so it's just fairy fire. I thought you were like melting it for a
No,
second.
no. I just fairy
That's what
fire.
Jiri thought too. So
I mostly wanted to see if, yeah, I wanted to see if there was like an invisible creature there or something.
Do we just trigger it and find out what it is?
I'm gonna walk
Yes.
up closely with my 29 passive perception and begin kicking through some of the gold pieces and stuff and see if anything happens.
Okay.
watching Toby's foot really carefully.
Rest in pieces, Toby.
Oh, there's an initiative counter. Giant mimic.
Toby Rama.
It's a
Your
gold.
high passive perception does catch it in time for you not to be surprised. But you do see as you approach and start interacting with some of the gold of the pile sort of like tinkers and like collapses and falls down like a little ripple. Like imagine when Smaug starts moving, like little trickles of gold, and then they immediately crawl up your leg and start biting you.
I watched
Let
this
me-
episode.
A swarm
Delicious dungeon.
of otherwise indiscernible beetles, a horde of scarab beetles, or gold,
You can
horde
eat
scarab, will attack you. You will not be surprised, but they were fully unseen, motionless, cannot be perceived unless it moves. So it will get advantage on this strike.
I got a
You know what's funny?
16 right now.
Roulette was typing and she was like, I wonder if a regular piece of gold gets lit up like that, because I don't think it does.
I don't think it did either. I thought it was like, that has to be anime.
You see now multiple hordes starting to move down toward and around you, Toby Rama.
Hey,
So
oh.
everyone go ahead and roll initiative, and we will get this on the road real quick.
Why don't we bio break, actually?
Yeah, that's great.
I don't want to get rid of this image, though. It's so cool.
I can
That
throw it
is-
up again at some point.
I love
I need
gold.
to move that
Critter, do you know the show? It's a new Netflix one. It's called Delicious Dungeon.
What?
No, I do
Actually,
not know that show.
Alex, I feel like you would love this show. It is
What
literally
is-
Everyone would love this show. It's
Yeah,
a D&D show.
It's
Is it a cooking show?
it's a cooking D&D show. It's literally the show is about like a bunch of D&D like
Adventures.
adventurers going through a dungeon, but they have zero money, so they need to subsist off of the monsters in the dungeon.
That they're killing.
So they're killing these monsters and then making meals out of them.
Love it.
It's very, very fun. And the gold critter things come up in one of the episodes.
This is something in
Oh,
Fizz bands that I just wanted to use for so long.
Love it.
Oh, ship.
But is there still real gold? Is the question.
Well, Telperion was able to pry a piece of gold to him, so there is.
They
real
also
gold.
like gold. They're like Goldfinger, the Alex.
and
sent.
they have to like coexist
Yeah,
with gold long
gold.
enough to like take their form too. So there's definitely real gold here.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll roll initiative and we can bio break and then stumble our way back here in a few minutes.
Okay, initiative. Ooh. Dude, I was watching that foot very carefully.
What?
I was watching Toby's foot very carefully. Hence
Oh.
I rolled a nat 20.
Toby, don't step on my gold.
Really quick question for you, MK, if you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
What does your initiative tracker look like right now?
One single thing for the gold scarab things, but then it's ordered.
But it
in
goes
order.
it goes Jiri 22, Gold Scarabs 19, Rome 17, Roulette 15. Okay.
Yeah.
Who else is measuring? That was weird. I only see you on the screen, and then there's many arrows. I'm like, what's happening? Bum, 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 bum.
All right, Alex, you can make a circle by going to the circle tool.
You can also do the measure.
Well, if you hit linger, which is pretty nice, it'll stay there.
Yeah.
Can I just make a circle that's smaller than what I'm supposed to?
I would say no. You're in world lore wise for like putting justification behind a magic thing is you're unleashing a moment of magical chaos. And if it says 15-foot radius, for example, you can't suddenly make it 5 just because it fits better. It's like, no, at that point it's the magical interaction with the environment, and it like triggers a 15-foot radius. So can't
Fair.
necessarily make it smaller unless there's like some sort of language saying so.
Swap zooms.
Oh, good call.
Swazoo. So bright.
Something.
What's the radius of it?
Radius.
20?
Yeah, 24 radius.
I am
Oh.
also trying to figure out an AoE.
I think everybody is right now.
What was that?
MK said he's also trying to figure out an AoE, how to make it
Yeah,
fit.
how about, can everybody get out of the way? Like, out of the way.
I mean, this
We're about
is
to bomb this place.
this is ideal.
I'm up in the air. Don't worry about me.
Oh, you're in the air?
And I can get.
I stepped over the balcony and I'm just standing in the air.
Oh, okay, then actually, then I might be good then. Because you're in the air too, right, Tim?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, alright.
He's in the air staring at Toby's feet.
Yes,
We good then.
from up high.
I know exactly what.
I mean,
So MJ's not here yet, but Jiri, since you're first in it, well, tactician move might want to happen, but
Hi. Yeah. I'm gonna go after Jiri.
you'll go after Jiri. All right. Jiri, you are the first to act.
and I'm gonna fly up to the ceiling, clap my hands together, and cast Jiri's Thunderclap.
Okay. What do I need to do?
You need to roll. No, you need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh man.
Oh, is
Got
your
it.
synaptic static just a thunderclap?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh snap! What is their intelligence first, though?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, do you need to know?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you get to know?
We'll have to have a minimum
Well,
to spell probably.
Yeah, it has to. It has
Oh,
to
that's
have-
funny. Their int is 3.
Woo. Okay.
Is it a minimum or highest
Of
of 2
2.
or 2 or
Yeah.
under? Can't be
Yeah.
affected. That's
Oh my
funny.
God.
So it can't be a rock.
Okay, so I'm going to go clockwise, starting with the bottom left near Toby. So 1, 2,
-4 is hilarious.
I use my
3,
last spell slot to cast Silvery Barbs on anyone.
4, 5. Nat 20? Ah, so that's a fail on all of them. How much damage are each of these hordes taking?
Dude, that's so clean.
It felt like a Gen Z statement.
27 damage.
This is a Gen Z statement. Dude, you're cooking.
No,
Let him,
hold up,
let him
let
cook. Yeah, let him
Let him
cook.
cook.
Classic.
Cook.
All right. You can hear the screeching of many, 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 many creatures, many more than are visible right now. There's thousands and thousands of gold coins on the board. So many beetles are taking damage. You also hear in all of your minds, no. Hold. All right, that's your action.
What?
Wow.
I peek over my shoulder at the sarcophagus. Sorry, at the carsophagus.
Are you in the air or are you ground level right now?
I'm in the air. I just stepped over the balcony, like.
You look over casually. Nothing has changed about the sarcophagus.
I do appreciate that Roulette just did what Verb did.
Their thoughts are muddled also.
Nothing against that.
And I'll hydro pump this one that's by Toby.
Okay. Go. I'll make a strength
Strength.
save.
Okay.
They are pushed backwards or
No,
prone.
just
They
a
are
D4
immune to prone.
prone.
They are immune
Dang.
to prone. So
Let's
you
take
splash
one
them and they
more.
just continue to skitter around. But they'll take some damage.
Blast one of them off of his foot or something like that.
You see most of those creatures sort of scatter from their space. They're not exactly killed, but enough damage has been done to them where they're going to lose their form as a horde, or swarm, rather.
All right. And then yeah, I'm like at the ceiling. I'm as high as I can go.
Okay. Again, you all hear in your minds, "Oh,
Is it friendly?
Telperion, it is your turn."
Is the
Telperion's
mind-
like, "Damn it, I don't want to go yet in initiative."
Well, I always have to go up first to bring people to me.
Don't make me counterspell you.
Can I just like reverse telepath this? Like, can I? Something just entered my mind. Do I have any sense of it?
You don't think it was hordes of scarabs.
Yeah.
Swarms of horde scarabs.
So we know Telperion doesn't have a 3 intelligence either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I am 95% sure I have not used my Javelin of Lightning in the past 5 sessions. But it has been like 5 sessions. Does anyone remember me using the Javelin of Lightning? I don't think I did it.
No. I feel like you make a show of it when you do it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't recall.
You remember it.
I'm gonna make a show of it now as I'm gonna
Trust
hurl
me, we all remember. We would remember. Okay, you hurl it at what?
No, did anyone hear that? I'm gonna yell to the group.
Roulette would like put out her hand and be like, hold, maybe hold.
Do you hold?
I'm gonna use I'm gonna cast Blade Ward, and I'm gonna and do that. And I'm going to hold throwing the javelin until we get until if I think the telepathing thing is an enemy. If something in the course of this next turn happens where I think that telepathing thing was bad, I'm gonna hurl it at the gold.
I need a little bit more specific than that. I need.
Okay.
Yeah, I need you to condition that a little further.
Okay. If I see the source of the telepathing do something harmful to one of my allies or me.
Okay, that is sufficient conditioning. End of
And,
your turn?
Yeah. I'll bonus action one of the hordes with a hunter's mark.
Oh, you know what? Apologies. I'm not going to let you hold your action because you can't hold a single action within your action attack. You already blade warded as an action, which you can do in your sort of blade singing wave, but you can't then hold,
You can't hold
a single
one
attack.
of your 2 extra attacks.
Yeah.
I'll swing my great sword at the nearest horde of beetles.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
28.
Absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
11.
11 slashing damage.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've taken slashing damage. They're resistant to all slashing damage for the purpose of it's difficult to slash a chunk into a horde. So you see some like scatter across, but that swarm is not yet slain.
Okay.
It's like trying to chop M&Ms.
I said hold.
All right,
Moving
go
an
ahead.
initiative count 18 right after Telperion and becoming visible.
I knew it.
A tidal wave
Oh my god.
of gold starts to curl up and around the space, but it doesn't fall. It's held in place. And you can see from underneath where much of the gold from that area of the horde has been displaced. You can see this gaping maw with jagged, sharp fangs and teeth with this pseudopod-like tongue. And it sort of curls around its tidal wave top of its, what you imagine some version of a head. It is a horde mimic, also something in Fizzbands that I really have wanted to use for a long time. But it will. You all cut above the rest, perhaps. We do not wish to harm you if you spare me and my children. Will you stay your hand? You may have the gold amongst us. We will retreat.
All right.
Are you evil?
Are we?
What is this word?
I think it just wants to survive.
It's not too bright. I don't know if I like this deal, guys.
I feel like he's trying to trick us.
Yeah, it seems like a trap.
Can we detect hidden traps? Is there a trap door?
Are there any trapdoors?
You're standing
No,
on
do
one.
I see
The
any
entire horde
trapdoors?
falls 300 feet.
We were trapped here.
It pauses mid and goes, oh.
I mean, or we could kill this thing and also get the gold.
Did you say that out loud?
I think it at Telperion.
Character
the-
growth.
I like the
Point of inspiration. That was so good. To Toby for the joke.
Incredible.
Really, that was good.
Holy shit.
I think back to Jerry. It hasn't harmed us. It doesn't seem evil. It just seems.
How big across is this thing that we're looking at right now? Like, how gaped is the small?
The upper portion of its visible body within the horde is gargantuan.
Oh, that's like 20 feet across.
Yeah, it's like a 20-foot high tidal wave that's like looming over all of you, and this very wide maw of fangs sticking out of the rest of the horde, and a big pseudopod-esque tongue curling around it, easily 15 feet long, just sort of like flickering in its space.
I'm gonna put my sword in my quiver and say, Durast awaits us. We don't need to waste our time on this thing.
I think we.
Yes. Proceed.
I don't think we do want to start a fight, but going by your word, we'll take some gold if that's okay. Some non-living gold items that are amongst you, and be on our way.
About all of it, though.
So long it has taken to gather our riches. Foolish adventurers, bandits, marauders, explorers. We will offer a secret of this place. Allow us to retreat from this place with our horde, and we will describe the purpose of this vault.
How about both?
Give us the gold sword at least.
This is a bad deal, guys.
You see the gold sword kind of emerge itself, dislodge itself out of the thing, and it's the edge of a pseudopod that would have been adhesive and bound you to it, and it loses its golden sheen and becomes purple and flesh-like.
I was gonna make Daisy grab it. I mean, I guess we're on Democracy Day. We've voted twice now.
Gold is gold. Secrets are anything.
This is
Yeah,
not
but
going
we're
to be the last time
broke.
someone comes down here and this thing will attack anyone following us.
I agree with Toby. It would be the morally right thing to do. Plus gold.
Gold.
We will get people to come study this thing now that much of the danger has been cleared. I don't
We're
know where to
broke.
find this thing in there.
We've done all this adventuring.
None who have entered here since its creation have found it. Only I, who first came to this place as a meager scarab form, have seen the path.
That sarcophagus is both draconic and elvish. A Stone Elf descendant just attacked us. There are great mysteries here that none have seen, and we would want gold instead.
Yes.
But what?
I would want to
Buying
clear
things.
this threat so people after us can come explore this tomb, document it, uncover its secrets over time.
Great ground pseudopod being. Am I correct? Would I be correct in assuming that you only kind of attack and threaten those people who are trying to loot your horde? Like if someone want to just walk by and leave you be.
Indeed, we would cause no offense until they fall to the praise of this tomb.
So
But
Toby,
then we scavenge and pick the remains.
It's a scavenger. It doesn't even. That's right.
I mean, I vote we let this creature be, for intelligence, and if a minor stipulation, would you be willing to part with a single member of your horde?
My children are numerous and all equally precious to me.
Never mind. I fully leave you. Okay, family is kin. I get it.
We can put. I mean, we could just kill most of them and put the rest in like a jar. Then we can have.
I don't think we need to kill anything.
We can question the little, like a little one.
I think I think the little ones are dumb. I whisper to Telperion to tell him to whisper to Jiri.
mean, he already heard me vote for killing him, so like,
I'm fine to let him go.
oh, Toby.
I
Oh,
want
wait.
to. I want the secret of this place.
If nothing else, theoretically, and this is a whisper into Telperian's mind, he could show us, and later in the future, it could be taken care of if it was still a threat.
Like an old west drama, Daisy has her mechanical hand on the wand, ready to cast Vortex War. Just itching to pull the trigger. I vote peace and knowledge.
Hey. Rome. Bloodshed and violence.
Rome would opt for the peaceful option. However, and maybe I whisper the rest of this to Telperion, perhaps we could come back and snatch their hoard and leave them with a mirage of one.
What?
Like hallucinatory terrain?
Oh. Well,
So,
Hallucinatory family.
this is tough, guys. We're tied.
that's not math.
Well, I get Shaggy's vote.
Well, no, it's Jiri,
And Shadow Mogi.
Shadow Mobi, and Shadow Mobi 2.
And
Well,
High
I've
Paramount.
got my wolf, who's gonna vote to hold off.
Oh, I've got Daisy.
All right,
We've
well,
got
it's 5-5.
We've got Loaf.
Great
Hey.
Mimic, we choose peace
5.
and wish to know this purpose you speak of.
Very well. If you ensure us, if you avail us of an ensured retreat, we will describe to you the secret. This house, this structure, born out of reverence to something in the ancient past. Two houses came together. The Earth Genasi of the city above, and the refugees they allowed shelter, all in service of the item. If you have come from the way you have seen the beams of light. There is another hidden in this portion of the vault. The third stone from the fourth row eastward of the bottom right portion of this map.
Were you to look at this from the ceiling?
Remove it and follow the path of light back to the sarcophagus. There is another floor. And it begins to, the entire horde begins to shift and writhe and slowly move. You can see the adhesive nature of whatever the mimic is capturing basically all of the inanimate coin as part of this horde as well. And all of it begins to slowly squeeze into this staircase and move away from you all.
Like we just flushed a toilet.
It's sort of, its horde mouth is sort of like facing you the whole time, facing you in its slow retreat, all the scarabs skittering in and around its form. Do you allow its full retreat?
Is he telling us? Is it telling us to follow them, or
It's just retreating.
it's just
it
retreating?
seems to have given the information it's willing to give and is now choosing to retreat.
I
Gotcha.
say we backstab it.
What about Ona, Jim?
Yeah, but I wasted a whole spell slot.
What you did was very cool.
Last one. What?
What you did was very cool, though.
I guess it is cool to spare evil things.
Jiri, I think you're up.
What?
Do I spot a?
Unfortunate mistake, but that's okay.
That's fine. Do I spot a recess in the floor where the mimic was?
No, you don't. And it was such a large
Oh.
horde that you do think it was still like an amorphous blob underneath, but it wasn't like, 20 feet deep into the floor, filling a huge
Gotcha.
cube type vibe.
I was asking more because I thought the scarab thing would have been there.
And here's a little single scarab that's lonely behind the rest, trying to keep up with the rest of it.
Oh, I'm in a jar.
Can I grab it?
It's precious.
Do you
No.
grab it?
Listen, the rule was we let them retreat and we didn't harm them. No, I will not grab the scarab, though I really, really want to.
Okay.
This isn't Moira. I don't think it's gonna enjoy your technicalities.
No. Not with an intelligence of 3.
All right. So
What are these terms and
you
conditions?
have let that being fully escape this place.
And just like Baldur's Gate, we get some XP for solving the conflict peacefully.
We have always been on the milestone system. We don't care about literal kills here.
Shall we continue exploring?
Wow, yeah, we gotta go farther.
Oh, we're at that fucking. We go to the bottom right of the map you mentioned, and we count
There's,
them.
there's a
rocks.
little marker on your mini map that shows go to this location.
Yeah.
Tobirama is the first there. Telperion, you follow.
Oh yeah.
Rome, Roulette, Daisy, Jiri, Shaggy, everyone going over in that direction.
I wonder if the refugees he spoke of were the Sun Elves, who were falling plague to that. Remember, there was a plague or something.
As you guys ascend to the central chamber, some of you can see that the staircase leads further up and out of sight. This specific chamber over here is where the mimic sort of seemed to be indicating a removal of a particular tile in the ceiling.
I miss being able to fly.
Third stone for the fourth eastward button. On Kair at loose.
Have I, Telpier, hold on a second. Having been in the direct line of fire and, like, knowing the angles of things that happen, can I, take a look? Is this a mirror that's in this bottom right room?
It does appear to be a very ornate, gilded, golden frame mirror.
It's, like, attached to the,
Sorry.
Toby's casting Cloud Kill.
Yes, it is attached to the floor, but you can see a circular groove around the edge, indicating it could be rotated.
Can I, looking in the direction that Toby's looking, because I know there's nothing north of here, but, like, can I generally estimate where this light should be bouncing?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's no mirror north of you and there's one across the way, you may have to go angle that one successfully, but yeah.
I'll go follow the path and run across,
Okay.
angle that, and far down this hall I see that one at the back end, and get this one positioned nicely.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell everyone to get out of the way.
And then I run up, making use of my above average dexterity. And I'll get this one ready to point at the sarcophagus.
Okay. Are you standing in that space?
Not at all. I'm gonna go stand here.
Okay. All right.
Telperion, if you want to give it a yank, but I stand north of it maybe. Rome, I would scoot over here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in there.
Oh, join our side.
All right. Telperion. Kair won't quite budge it. It's a pretty firmly lodged block. of
How high up
tile.
is it?
Probably 10 feet tall in this room.
Jump.
I jump into it.
Okay. You jump, grasp it, using a little telekinesis to get
Ooh.
a firm connection to it, almost like glue in your fingers. It helps you grip it and pull it free.
Grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it.
Since you are the one interacting with it, I do need you to make a constitution save. You can have advantage since you're not entirely in the beam.
That's 12 and a 5.
18.
Very good.
Whoa. Oh shit.
With an 18, you only take half
Oh god.
of 22. So you still do immediately take 11 radiant damage as the searing bright wall of radiance does catch sort of your arm in your fall, but everyone else is fully out of the way and bouncing across the trajectory you guys have hit.
You're still long.
Once more, the sarcophagus glows brightly off in the distance, and none of you currently have eyes on it except for Toby Rama. Toby Rama, you see the sarcophagus in its pure gold form literally melt and then disappear as it dissipates. And then once more, the top of the elevator shaft raises, availing you guys of this platform once more to move into.
Uppies.
So we had to do this to move on.
No, there's an exit this way.
Yeah, we would have not caught this maybe, and
Oh,
walked
now
out.
we get to go to another floor. I see. Also, I drop the starlight fades from my eyes as I drop Hunter.
Yeah, definitely an hour having passed. Wolf, Hunter's Mark, any other hour duration, etc. Puffy armor may dissipate if that was still active, etc.
I think
As since at the end of the hour, everyone please give me another Constitution
right.
saving throw. I believe Roulette gets advantage on this one. Or no, didn't even have to make this one.
because I made a 20 this one.
Yes.
And Daisy can't be exhausted, so
Okay,
Lady
so
Bird
you're
is fine.
yeah, you're exempt.
be exhausted. Is it a saving throw or a check? It's the same for me.
It is a
doesn't matter.
Constitution save.
I believe the DC went up, so I think I'm a little exhausted.
Indeed, it did it increase to 12. Toby Rama, you will gain a level of exhaustion.
Toby goes, uppies, down.
At a glance, it does not look like anyone else gained exhaustion, but those of you who already had exhaustion maintain your current level of exhaustion.
Is anyone else exhausted at this moment?
I think we all
I
succeeded.
thought
last time.
someone else failed, but I
Might have
can't
been a
remember who.
creature or
Shaggy
something.
makes it.
Shaggy was exhausted from last time, but he is not
Okay.
increasing his exhaustion this time.
Perfect. He does meet the DC. Do you all file in to
Oh,
the
yeah.
elevator once more?
I heard Toby say uppies.
He was right. There's another floor.
Wait, is there a pile of gold left?
There is no gold left. And if there's one on the map, they left some of the gold. You could gather up that gold.
Well, we found some
It's
gold.
it's like a scraping of like a smattering of maybe 12 gold there.
I will
Tubby,
leave.
how much gold
Okay.
did we find before this, though?
A decent amount.
Did we?
Yeah, Tubby's got it.
I don't have all of it. I just have that one vase's worth, which was like 60.
I think that's all we found.
No,
No, we found other ones before that.
I was writing it down, but
I just took the gems. This
Puppy.
is so fucking cool and reminiscent of cool shit.
Yeah, earlier we got 43 silver, 79 gold, 2 platinum, tourmaline, 2 scrolls. And then we also got longfin tube with gold and amber gas, 84 silver, 154 gold, 3 jade ingots.
Okay, let's do that later.
We did have some. We're not completely broke.
When the elevator stops at its final rest, you can see a space laid out in front of you with many resting places. This is also kind of very Draugr and Skyrim vibe of like relief into the walls, cut into the stone, resting places of wrapped in linen individuals.
Now I start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. You begin that process. Who else is doing what?
Vague perception, besides obvious things. We have run into pitfalls before,
Traps.
glowing runes on walls, etc.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception, Toby.
I'll put Daisy on my hip, and I am
Okay.
three inches off the floor.
Okay, I'll leave Daisy on the map. just
Which
for
I think I
convenience.
gotta double check. I might be getting not close, but I think I have like 4 hours of fly time or something.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
maybe I am getting close.
That's true. You have been airborne a lot in this whole dungeon crawl.
I will.
Usually, I wouldn't feel like we need to get into the weeds of flying boots because it's just like, why even track it? It's infinite. But in this situation, it's really not. But we can start to handle that in a bit. You guys have been in here for several hours now. Tobirama with a 26. What first catches your senses is the smell in here. You would have expected it to be of rotting flesh, decay. It just seems like stuffy earth. That's it. There is absolutely a sound you can detect of a very subtly... Oh, that's weird. Very subtly flickering flame somewhere in this space. It does seem to get slightly louder on the left portion of the part of the map you guys are on, as opposed to the far right. But it's an extremely dull noise. You can just catch something sounds like a flickering flame.
Start moving forward. Is what Steve's words were before he left the room.
Is this little
Who-
alcove empty?
Yeah, that one is empty. It seems to be set. There's like a stone relief table there, but just no one is embalmed on it.
Oh, we could rest here. Crawl into the little hole and sleep.
Careful.
Holy shit, Rome. Jiri, are you leading the charge moving forward in that direction?
Sure, why not?
Okay. As you do so, I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw.
10.
And this my reading
As-
session.
As flickering light immediately emanates from the statue to the left here, a draconic statue. And yeah, with a 10, that is not a success.
I roll for Shaggy.
Yes, Shaggy as well, please.
No, Shaggy.
Both of you will take 21 fire damage.
I fly out of there and I decanter myself to put myself out.
Okay.
What did he? I looked on the ground. Was it something he stepped on,
You
or
just seem to be walking, soaring forward on Shaggy, and this statue just activated.
take out my shield and I Kair it in front of it, wherever the source of its flame were, and then
You do your your shield.
yeah.
Okay. You Kair your shield up in front of the statue. It does not activate.
And then I'll pace forward. And I'm specifically holding the shield in front of the spout of flame.
Sure. It will still, as soon as you move into that space, a gust of flame does once again take that space. The shield does not entirely block it, but I will give you advantage on the dex save.
Watching this happen, is it like a pressure plate thing, or is it something just in that area?
I would say, based on Roulette's extensive knowledge of the statues previously in other areas of this tomb, it seems to be more of an area of effect. You don't see any triggering pressure plates, etc. It might be some version of just the space you're occupying.
Gotcha.
15 does succeed, so you will take half damage.
That still hurt.
10 damage to you, Telperion, of fire damage.
I don't know how you are getting on the other side of this. Was there a cone it made? Can they go above it, or is it the whole area?
You could try to assess the bone of it and see if there's an avenue for you to sort of sneak around the mouth of the or the origin point of the cone if you want to try. You are functionally on the other side of it, but yeah, you're welcome to assess that as a team.
Is the head of it like this against into the wall, or is it like?
No, I would
whole
say
statue?
similar to others. I would say if you bisected a person in half, the front half is statue, carved scales on this like draconic humanoid person, front head definitely peeking out with the snout of draconic flame.
Okay. Oh, could I tell if it was the same type of fire that I was not resistant to?
At a glance, it seemed pretty golden.
So this is the fire I'm not resistant to. Yeah,
You might suspect that.
got it.
Put the hole in the ground and hop in the hole and go under it and come out the other side. Is it big enough to do that?
We have to
Is it 5x5?
we have to move by the dead body. It's only 6 feet. It's a 6-foot diameter. So, in theory,
You could try it.
how tall is this statue?
10 feet.
Ooh, could we burrow through the rock?
You could certainly try.
I mean, you could,
Oh shit, no.
but we can't.
What's a little fire damage between friends?
Why did I fly backwards? I should have flew forward.
Could we try and dispel the magic of the statue?
That's amazing.
Would love to. I do not have dispel magic today.
I have dispel magic. Can I try it?
We don't know if it's magic.
I save that for a second. I'll try a bit of manual stuff. And I'm gonna hand Daisy off to someone else. I'm gonna step over here and I'm going to open the book, say the magic Rasvim, and I'm gonna take out the other page of warg armor that I have, because I left the other one back in the other light room. I'm assuming warg armor is just some type of
It's
large plate.
Yeah, it's a fuck ton of scrap metal, basically.
Okay. I don't know where the dog went. My plan is to take the largest chunk of it, and I'm going to signal everyone. Oh, new Zoom.
I can put someone in the amulet to spare a person getting
Oh,
close.
I think let's just try and run by it real fast. Actually, if you want to put one person on the amulet, that might at least save one person from any damage. What Roulette will intonate to everyone is that she's going to take this big piece of metal that she's holding. She's going to step in front of the face of it to try and block most of it, and have everyone else run by while she's essentially holding fire. So I'll instruct everyone to run as soon as I go in front of this first one.
I'll be blasting over the shield with hydro pump.
Ooh, yeah.
Steamy.
All right. Do you guys want to move forward with this plan? Everyone rushing past as soon as Roulette covers the face of it?
Oh, wait a second.
Let's do it.
With a
Yeah.
hydro pump.
I can get
With a
this.
hydro pump.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
You sort of psych yourself up. Run! And everyone is able to get to the other side as this thing breathes a cone of fire and it wraps around and moves around corners of this armor. But because of how much surface area you're preventing, Roulette, I will let everyone else get past, but you will automatically fail this saving throw.
Sure.
So even though you're blocking it, it's not really blocking you because the roiling flames are wrapping around the corners of the bits of scrap metal you're holding, but you will avail the rest of enough cover. And you will have your suspicions confirmed that it does ignore your resistance to fire damage. So you'll take 16 fire damage. But
I
everyone
forget-
else gets past.
I think it's Homer who says the goggles, they do nothing.
No, that's
Is it Radioactive Man?
the actor.
What's
What's his name?
Yeah. So I take 16. Okay.
Right.
No, I'm not resistant because the goggles, they do nothing.
Yeah.
And I will quickly just like toss the armor because it's very, very superheated hot and leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it at the base of the statue, just to the north for the moment.
As you
Rainier
guys-
Wolf Castle?
Oh yeah, that's the actor, not the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's based off of Arnold, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But as you guys are able to proceed down this winding tunnel a bit further, you do see yet another statue.
Even in. Anyone else want to do this one, or should I do it again?
I already got burnt.
I'm exhausted.
Rome?
Could
Oh,
I
you could flame shield. Oh, but it's still gonna get you.
flame shield? Aren't we trying? Could I do stone shape?
I'll hold
Could
the
you do
armor
what?
for a bit.
Could I shape a large? Are there any like rocks or whatever that I could shape to block the statue?
All of the walls are
Rock.
stone. If you could shape an adequate portion of stone around this place to sort of encase the statue, perhaps.
Yeah, can I around this area? Can I? Oh, I guess you can't really see.
Just make a mask on it. Yeah, like
Yeah, I'll make a mask around the head.
Don't you?
You using what?
Stone shape.
Stone shape. What is that? A cantrip or is that a leveled spell?
It's a 4th level spell.
I would suspect that would be absolutely adequate. You touch it, blah blah blah. 5 dimension, any portion.
I was saying flame shield because it gives you resistance to fire, but I think it ignores the fire.
it does ignore resistance. Yes.
Rome, I think that will satisfy the requirements. If you can get up close to the statue and touch your hand to the stone around the statue that it's carved from, you could alter and surround the stone around it, creating like a muzzle around the statue's head.
I imagine it kind of looks like a welder's helmet or something like that, or like one of those
Oh yeah.
gilded
Okay.
motorcycle helmets.
All right.
That's what's got on there in stone.
Mm-hmm.
You are all able to pass this statue with Rome's stone shape. You do see, as you step past that spot, you do see like the rock discolor a little bit, taking on a little bit of redness, but then it fades.
That's some hot stuff.
Awesome.
So you guys are functionally past both those statues, as well as seemingly the final resting places of the embalmed individuals here. Seems to be some sort of small dais to your left, as well as a continuation of the hallway into what you can see from a distance, maybe 30, 40, 50 feet away, opens to a brightly lit, larger chamber up ahead.
What's on the dais?
Yeah, check out the dais.
You take a look. It looks like there's sort of like a stone altar that's there. Toby Rama, you specifically, as you start getting closer, you can hear. Actually, all of you can hear now. There is like a flickering sound of flame at the altar. But you guys don't see any. You guys don't see anything. Feel any warmth.
I take out the mask, the big chonker mask, and I just point it towards the altar.
Nothing happens.
We all glow, but nothing else happens. Yeah. I put it away.
Start ritual casting detect magic again.
Okay. Anything anyone else is doing in the next 10 minutes, or do we want to
Yeah.
let that trigger?
Yes.
I'll do some healing because we don't know how much longer this is gonna go. So I'm gonna do 20 d6 plus I believe 40 for an aura
Healing
vitality
Oh.
casting.
Using Aura Vitality, using a 3rd level spell slot, you're gonna do the magic of it 10 times.
Yeah. 2d6 plus 4 10 times.
2d6 plus 4 10 times. Yep.
Damn, girl.
20 d6 plus 40.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Gee.
So I mean, I think that covers everyone to get back up to full. I think, including Shaggy.
Holy snap.
Are
I
you
need.
sure about that?
I mean,
think
let's
a lot
take
of
the time, but
yeah, definitely don't assume that.
I need 17 of that. Roulette.
I am 37 from max.
Oh, okay. Toperian,
23 from Max.
which is 60 before mine. Jiri and Shaggy.
21 for Jerry, 23 for Shaggy.
So that is 102 excluding me. So, and Rome, are you still full?
I only am missing 4 health.
Okay. So everyone but me heals to full, and Telperion, you have 1 left. Because 37, 23, 21, 21 should be 102.
How much health do you need, Toby?
17, which I'll do a healing word on myself.
Yeah.
Why don't we all? Oh, okay.
Okay. Very effective minute of healing there.
During that minute while I'm getting healed, I will take out the last torch that I grabbed from one of the several previous rooms.
Thanks, Toby.
And I will slowly approach the dais with the torch.
You approach the dais with a torch.
Can I tell specifically, like, is the sound of the flickering flame coming from the ground, the wall, a spot in the air?
A spot in the air above the altar.
Okay, I want to try and put the torch like where that.
Now we want to put the
Yeah.
mask, I think, there.
I don't know. I guess can I get close enough to like put the torch / my hand where this flickering sound is coming from?
The torch you're using, is it an extinguished, like, innate torch?
This
Or
is one of the
inert
ones.
Torch?
This is one of the ones from the wall.
So it's already continual flame on it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can wave that over the torch, and you put your hand in that vicinity
This
too, and
is
you don't
where
feel
they
any warmth.
apply it to torches. I'm going to take out an unlit torch and wave it through there.
You wave that through there, nothing happens.
Ooh, I'll send Shadow Mogi in. I will instruct Shadow Mogi to jump up on the dais.
Okay. He is able to do so. He is there trying to interact with anything. Nothing injures him and dismisses him away. Nothing is able for him to grasp at or interact with.
Coast is clear.
Why don't you just wait for detect magic?
I cast Firebolt at the spot in the air where it is.
Just hits the wall behind your trajectory.
All the information to give
Leaves
you.
a black
in just
scorch
minute.
mark of cinders.
Up here, and we're so tired.
Telperion, I'll say 10 minutes go by, and your detect magic clarifies your vision, and you can see like a fuzzied, not clearly, but a fuzzied evocation energy hovering in that space. It's like crackling with energy. It doesn't look like a flame, but you're getting the indication that there is magic present in that space of evocation.
Okay, 10 minutes have gone by. Telperion, what is the answer to this?
I said I'd have information for you, asshole, but there's magic here, specifically evocation, in this spot.
I will say, Telperion, size-wise, it seems like just a hovering, what would be on a torch flame, just a hovering mote of energy right in that space. Very, maybe fist size, but crackling and amorphous.
And Toby, did you hold up an empty torch?
Oh, yeah, he held up an empty torch. I held up
It-
a lit magical torch. Toby, come here. I'll do a minor firebolt to light the torch that Toby is holding with real fire, not
Yeah,
intentional
with with firebolts triggering on a torch, no different than physically igniting, so it will take.
Toby, try that
I
one.
wave a natural flame through it.
Nothing happens.
Okay, Toby, do you want to try fire from the statues?
I want to try and place the mask of that priest on this hovering space in the air.
Oh, I got the mask. Here you go, Toby.
Toby,
Listen,
I will.
Okay.
if Jiri
Take the
holds
mask.
the mask to you and you take it and you move forward, nothing seems to happen to the mask, but you do catch, with your high passive perception and the fact that you're sort of the one interacting, through now translucent eyes of the mask, you can see a golden mote of flame perfectly clear through the eyes of that mask.
What kind of magic is on the mask?
Detect magic would tell you it is a magic item. So it has properties outside of just one school of magic, but there is transmutation magic at play, as well as, I'll say, evocation. I don't think that's a clean description, but something adjacent to it.
He's gonna put it on.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting it on. I'm also thinking about just kind of like holding it and trying to look through the eyes like a.
I guess so. Toby, you would have said something that you see through the eyes.
I can see the flame when I look through the eyes of the mask.
Can you see anything else like on the wall behind it, behind us?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one of
on the
these. I'm holding it without touching my face, and I'm gonna start panning and looking for stuff in the room we're in.
It does not take long for you to see a set of draconic runes on the wall behind set into the wall up behind the altar.
Roulette, you got a piece of paper and something to write with, and I'll try and start copying those runes down, since none of us speak Draconic.
It seems to just be a series of digits and then another series of digits, so you think maybe 2 words. You're able to get that without a check to transcribe those.
I mean, we could take an hour to attune the Hedgewitch Cane and cast Comprehend Language. That's another hour. We could also sleep.
We could also go in this room and see if there's something in here that makes this make sense.
Looking at the draconic runes, do they look similar to any of the other draconic runes that we've seen either on the sarcophagus?
You know it's language, not glyphs of magic. You know it's draconic text. 2 words.
Jump high.
I mean, I'm willing to start that if you guys want to go check out the other room.
Who's doing what?
We're standing in a circle thinking.
Yeah. if we're gonna stand here and start thinking, I will ask Rome for the Hedge Witch gardening cane and de-attune from one of my rings and begin the attuning process.
Okay.
Can I do
Which
a
ring
little-
are you de-attuning?
I'll get rid of my healer's heroism for right now.
Okay. Begin to attune.
Hedge.
Telperion, are you looking to poke
Yeah.
your head a little bit further down that way?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Um,
When you talk to your sister, do you just talk into the book or do you write into it?
We write a message.
Any chance your sister speaks Draconic? Or might be with someone who can speak
Yeah, you
Draconic?
could write what it
Know
says
somebody?
and then follow up and say, "Do you know what this says?"
Translate, please.
Sure. Actually, that's a really good idea. I'll take out my spell book and I'll write Minerva. Translation urgently, please. And then I'll write the draconic text.
Say it's draconic, if that
And
matters.
And then
Purely because I think that's a super fucking creative idea. I'm feeling weird today. Steve, point of inspiration. That was super creative, I think. Super awesome. Telperion, you relay that information, and then
Wait,
it takes a couple minutes before a response comes in. Are you trying to do something real quick?
how many would I have had any extra words?
A phrase, maybe.
Jerry says hi.
No.
he says hi.
Doing well. En route to father.
Perfect. You get a response back that says, "Good to hear. Elaborate if you can." Looks like it says, "Shepherd well."
Eh? Oh, we gotta carry the fire with us.
I just like try to
Okay,
tell.
okay. I put out my torch. I put the mask. I wave it through. Through the mask, do I see?
Do you put on the mask?
Not yet.
Okay. You are using it basically like a looking glass, and
Yeah.
you swipe a torch through, nothing happens.
I go up to
Shepherd
Toby and I just push the mask on his face.
well. Yeah, I put it on.
I do it.
Jimmy.
As you do, it's not your own, it wasn't made for your face, but as it touches your skin, it writhes and forms perfectly to the shape of your face, and there's no strap or other means of keeping it on, but it just stays on your face to facilitate a very comfortable fit.
How do I look?
And you can feel an intention from this mask wanting to be attuned.
I will.
You can tell that there is an attunable quality to this magic item.
Can you attune two things
not an
within
intention
the course
in
of an
a-
hour?
You don't need the combat language thing now. As
Yeah,
much.
it doesn't have
could.
to. I think it's just like, oh, that's actually a good question that I've never had to think about before. But I think it's just like, anytime you have an hour, you can just reassort all your 2 minutes. I don't think you have to do like, oh, I want to change 3 attunement slots. I need 3 hours. I don't know, but I'm gonna say, nah, it's not gonna come up enough where yes, you can attune multiple things at
We
once.
might find more draconic text. I will undo the contingency band, and I will begin
Okay.
attuning both the Hedge Witch Gardening Cane and this mask.
Okay. At that point, you, Toby Rama, specifically can add the Mask of the War Priest to your inventory.
Toby, you okay?
Yeah, I mean, do I feel bizarre? Anything? Just
Nothing that concerns you. It is a rather comfortable fit from a wooden, magically enhanced wooden mask with this gold shimmer, so you know it's magical, but it should feel like wood. But it feels just very comfortable. It doesn't. Your facial skin breathes well in it.
I won't
nothing that
look
concerns
at
you.
the description yet because I'm not attuned to
Fair
it
enough.
yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
Part 2 or part 3 rather, if I wave through the flame that I can see with a mundane torch, now does it catch?
It clings for a second, but then fades from your torch.
You see Toby do a. Think I have to attune to this in order to carry this flame further.
Oh, we probably have to. It said shepherd. Oh, we probably need to take.
Shepherd the flame.
We're
further.
taking the flame from here somewhere
We
else
want
to
to
light
sleep
something
right
else.
here.
Well, let's look in the other room first. But also, I want to remind everyone the inscription on the sarcophagus said, "Lie vigilant, Laenor Gilder, god of half-blood sunborn descent. Pray thee not be the last of the beacon's shepherds."
This is, I think, all of
This
light
could be
here.
the
I think
beacon.
is the beacons. It's a temple of light.
Now that you're seeing it very clearly, Toby Rama, this flame, it looks identical to the size and brightness of the mote of flame the war
Oh.
priest was carrying.
Toby, try.
So I would say whatever this is seems to be identical to that magic and may not be unique in that way.
Toby, are we sure this is a torch-based thing? Like the war priest dude just he held it.
I
Pick it up.
got more healing if this hurts, so I mean,
Catchphrase.
I will try and scoop.
As you
Yeah, my dominant hand.
Oh, you're not
as
attuned.
as you make contact with the flame, it feels warm in a good way, and you feel a buoyancy to it that you could sort of carry its energy, but as you try to, it still is intangible, but there's some version of energy you're interacting with there. But it's not fully
So we could
interactable yet.
take an hour and try and stay up even later, or we could rest and get all of our stuff back before we burst forth with whatever this is.
All right, let me just peek down this hallway
Hey.
before we decide that. Because I think that's a good. At this point, it almost would be worth it just a long rest.
Also, if we get ground level in Mersenia and we're spent, that might suck a lot.
Oh, I think a long rest is definitely going to happen for that.
I will peek in with Valpyrian.
You will go to, okay.
Specifically keeping an eye out for any Rome trapdoors.
Exactly. Trapdoors.
Because I don't want a door coming down between us and the previous room.
Valpyrian and Roulette. This is what you see.
Oh, okay.
That was a
Square,
reaction.
square chamber, 30-foot tall ceilings, many pillars, and what looks like a large ceremonial door on the other side of that chamber. Most notably, in the center of the room,
A friend.
a column of light, roughly 30 feet in diameter, shining down, familiar bright Dickensian beam of light, shining down directly onto this thing, made entirely of magically reinforced wood and gilded gold plating, wielding in its four arms 3 very large curved scimitars, and one of its hand is simply out in front of it, like this.
Oh.
Its head seems to be roughly head-shaped, but it looks like there's some sort of vacuous hole into the construct. So it's like a shell around the back and sides, like a helmet without a visor on. That is what you see.
I grab Telperion and I start backing up very quickly.
Yeah, it has to look a little Scooby-Doo the way we back out of that chamber. Yeah. That's that. Boss fight in there.
I think we found where you need to potentially shepherd the light to.
If it doesn't kill us,
I don't think we need to go past it, but
there's some doorways in there.
I-
Big, intricate magic doorway.
I think this spot might be a good spot to potentially camp up for the moment.
Wouldn't that thing be happy we gave it the fire though?
I actually do. Do we want to? We could fight it before resting. We could do it. Well,
We're gonna have to wait an hour regardless. So do we want that to be an hour towards a long rest,
Yes.
or an hour towards more exhaustion, possibly?
We may as well hit 1 hour, and until we may as well hit the point where you can attune to it and make sure that you can pick up the flame. And if you can, then we continue resting.
Yeah,
for the
not
second
not
episode.
all 8 hours of a long rest need to be done sleeping. So you're welcome to light activity for an hour, and still then make the call on whether you want a long rest.
We all
And then-
agree we need to. I'll take it. We need to long rest first.
I
Oh,
have 2 spell slots left.
Long
Rowan,
rest.
Rowan, what have you got cooking?
Yeah, I need a rest. I'm out of. I have my upper level spell slots. I'm like drained of.
I think this might be a good camping moment.
I agree.
Shall we long rest?
Was there lava in there?
No.
It was just light.
The Ginsian lad.
The long rest commences.
An hour goes by.
Let me look.
Unless there's anything you guys want to do. Mask of the War Priest can be attuned, and funnily enough, the staff of Hedge Witch King can also be attuned, and you'll find why that's funny in a second.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I learned the Draconic language
Oh.
by attuning to the mask. That's funny.
As well as its other property.
Is there anything you want to change? Oh my god, we're taking a long rest.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Been a
An
while.
hour goes by.
Well, wait, Toby, what does it do?
Toby Rama attunes.
It avails you of some extra attacks. When you use the attack action, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action equal to your wisdom modifier times per day.
Ooh.
So the War Priest feature.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know the word preceded.
Toby, what about he bonus attacked you? I think you stepped in.
And I look at the wall and I see, oh yeah, Shepherd Well. Duh.
Can you lift up the light though?
Can you
Oh, yeah.
the plane? Shepherd the plane.
As you reach in, you are able to. It's such a weird sensation. You can feel its energy buoyant in your hand, but you are connected to it, feeling it, and you are absolutely able to lift it from its resting place and carry it with you.
Do you have to hold that for like the next 7 hours now, or can you put it back in the altar?
Can I let it drop?
You can, and it hovers in place exactly where you left it.
Oh,
Oh, it's just it. I move it there, I move it there, I move it there. It's just staying there.
Very cool.
Interesting. Okay.
long rest continues.
As long as that's what you guys decide, that's officially what you want to do.
For my other hour of light activity, I might swap the Hedge Witch King out. Charm Person, Command, Covering Language,
Yeah, don't keep that.
and I'll go back to the Healer's Heroism.
Okay.
I still love that ring, since
Level
whatever
session 2,
session
session
Roulette gave it to
3.
me.
Yeah.
That's incredible that that item has hung in here. What?
I'm gonna get ahead of myself a little bit and say long rest is available. It will pass unhindered, uninterrupted. You have an entire dungeon of traps behind you, and nothing is aggressing you from in front.
Yet.
You're-
We will clearly describe, and people can peek into the next room. Daisy's wand right now has vortex warp in it. She's gonna have 8 kicks of it. Do you want me to switch to something else? I can imbue that with invisibility if we want.
Or
Um,
it could get
oh.
me right up to that thing to place it in its hand, or how far was it? Was it?
It's a room that's like 80 feet across or so, and it's like right in the center of it. So I could get you invisible. Like Daisy could turn you invisible. I don't know if that'll help at all.
That
I also-
certainly could.
I also think
I mean, I've got my own way of being invisible, but it's
No,
sporadic and
I got 8 uses of this. Daisy can just stay back.
we also need to be thinking past this trap because we are hopefully soon going to be emerging from this dungeon, and invisibility could be useful in finding my father.
I think I might do that. I'll get invisibility. I will prepare the Daisy's wand for invisibility for the day.
Okay.
So, Rome, as you're thinking about your spells, think about jailbreaking and that kind of like.
The teleporting is also useful for jailbreaking.
I know I like both. of
And
them.
Rome can make us super stealthy.
well, one of you could cast because I think the invisibility would be helpful just for this shepherding thing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
So-
switch it just for the day.
I almost wonder if it would be worth just using a spell slot tomorrow, either you or Rome, and
I
keep
can
the
cast
vortex
invisibility.
warp
Hmm.
handy.
I think that's a good idea.
I will keep Vortex Warp as a spell that I know for the day.
Accomplishing
Works.
both either way, totally fine. I have spell slots at the end of the day, so I will get a charge back on my
Oh my
Ring of Misdirection.
Everyone may complete a long rest.
Holy shit! Do we, do we level up?
You do not level up.
Ah,
I spend one of my components for Loaf to recast him over the
Okay.
long rest.
You are
Oh, we need food and
to-
drink so I can lose a level of exhaustion.
That is true.
We've got
That is,
rations.
that is a requirement. Yep. I'm sure with your rations and water, you guys are good to go in that sense. So, if anyone has 2 points of exhaustion for any reason, you go down to 1, but everyone else should be cleared.
Walking speed was 45. Yeah. Oh no, that probably faded.
Ooh, let's see. Do I get my bracers back? Yes.
Wow.
Dude,
You'll
it's
start-
crazy.
Oh damn! I didn't use my telepathy all day.
Is anyone wearing non-magical armor?
Is my elven chain considered that? I think
Yes, Elven Chain is, I think, considered a magic item.
Okay.
Everyone's got magical shit on, right?
I mean, all I have is an iron oak breastplate.
That's not magic.
I don't know that
You're asking
Jiri's
about armor
wearing
specifically?
magical armor either.
I'm wearing a
Not
magical
magical
cloak.
armor.
We gotta guess you got some magic armor.
A magic sheet, a magic sword. I got magic fist wraps. Magic crown.
You guys, I had one side eye left. I haven't. That's low.
Is that rare?
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually
most
I
days
don't
they're
end a day
normal.
with that few. That was the most I've like really managed them in a long time.
Oh, never mind. I need a critter and I think they know the answer to this. One of my artificer infusions says it requires a suit of armor. That would be an entire suit of armor, not just like
That's
Arcane.
interesting. What? Can you tell me what infusion it is?
resistant armor.
I think it's probably intended to be applied to any armor. So even though it says suit of armor, I don't know that I'm super anti applying
Oh.
that to leather armor or whatever.
It requires an attunement slot. Never mind. That's why I haven't
Yeah,
done.
and yeah. There you go.
Can I try something over our long rest?
Hell yeah.
I want to go up to Toby. Toby, can I experiment with you for a moment?
I got all sorts of weird things on me. Experiment away.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go in your mind is the thing. I want to try to combine two things that I've. Well, I want to try something new, given a spell that I've learned, because one of the spells that I've learned as a wizard is creating illusions, which I haven't done much. But I want to try a weird combination of that with my detecting of thoughts. So I want to detect thoughts on Toby, and then just like try to cast my silent image illusion, but like just in his mind to see if I can create images in his mind.
Cool interaction. Casting your detect thoughts and casting your silent image. Are those both concentration?
Yeah.
These are both spells you have available to you pre long rest.
I have one slot left, and I didn't use my detect thoughts this day.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check. This is something pretty custom. DC's fairly high.
Okay. I only get +3 to these. 16 in total.
What are you trying to place in Toby's mind? What image?
I don't want to make him sad, but I think I have this image of him that was very beautiful. Where I think I probably at Fool's Hollow, I saw him one sunset praying at Gallus's grave, and I just noticed him there, and it was just this like really haunting image with the sun setting, and I just try to show him that.
Toby Rama, you get, whether it's a comforting image, a painful image, that's up to Toby, but you get a glimpse of that image for a split second in your mind. However, Telperion, it not only drains you of the one remaining side eye you have for this day, you will have one less to use upon your long rest, as a spike of pain entering someone's mind and pushing your thoughts into theirs in this hyper specific visual way is a little jarring to you. So you'll have one less side eye tomorrow. But it worked for a split second, not a minute or hour or whatever the duration is of a silent image. But you were able to push the boundaries of what you know you can pull off.
That's worth it. All right, switching zooms.
Perfect. Perfect. And then I know we're closing in on midnight for East Coasters, so we can wrap this thing up shortly. Long rest is able to be completed. Do we want to push into the next chamber before we call it a session?
I mean,
Or do we want to call it here?
I feel like just reveal the next room.
I could at least do that as you guys all sort of gear up, stretch out after a long rest in 6 hours of sleep or trancing, etc. You guys feel much better, and you're able to sort of inch your way to the next chamber where you see what Roulette and Telperion had seen. What looks like to be some sort of wood and gold Diginsian golem, wielding 3 large golden scimitars with one of its forearms not holding a weapon and rather just out in front of it like this.
Can I just for the sake of, because we're at the end of the thing, can I say that we like each took a peek in this room during our long rest?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm mostly trying. I'm trying to do the D&D math in my head of armor numbers, and I forget what armor does what. And I know that the dudes in the hole have armor, so I might want to switch armors during a long rest. So
Okay.
I would like to request reserving the right to switch armors.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Do we want to just like try to put the flame in its hand or something?
No.
I mean, I have spells to pick out for the day, and that's gonna take me minutes. And I
Okay.
honestly think part of the long rest is asking you guys. And so, like over the week,
Yeah.
I'd like to group
Oh,
together
sure.
and say spells you think I should prepare, etc.
Okay, that's perfect. Let's handle spell selection, preparation, and downtime over the next week or so. Let's assume right when we get to session, long rest is completed. Those choices have been made just for the momentum of pushing forward right into content. So we'll push into this next room with some sort of guardian, and the mimic had indicated that there's some great secret being guarded here, and he called it a vault rather than tomb. So we'll find out maybe what that means.
General Grievous.
Toby, it only took me 1 second to switch my spell over my long rest.
I think because what is it? It's level plus wisdom modifier, so I've got 16 spells to choose.
Oh,
plus your auto. Well, yeah. Then you have your auto prepares, but that's not stuff you have to prep. But yeah.
Should I even switch my
Dude,
spell?
yeah, Ro, are you
it is-
excited to switch yours?
It is
Yeah, I feel
analysis
like
paralysis with spells.
When I switched to the mountain terrain, I was unfamiliar with those spells. So yeah, I'm definitely ready to switch them up. For sure.
Got it. Well, I don't think it's a surprise or a spoiler to say you guys are toward the end of the explorable space of this dungeon. So when we interact with this space and whatever else is available here, next bit of content would be finalizing your way out and through the tomb via the way you thought you had seen in the previous space, and then interacting with underneath Mersenia. And possibly war stuff, depending on how that goes. So I'm very, very excited about the next couple sessions of content. I think they're going to be very densely packed with juice. So
Woo!
One more time.
cool.
Jesus.
Wow.